Shalom. Shalom. All right, the Hebrew Israelites come in week in and week out to prophesy the downfall, of America. First, we want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well. Salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. Shalom.
All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy."
Yeah, hey, the Lord set up prophets. He set up men, okay, that's going to come out here and speak the words of prophecy. Now, prophecies mean to say before, speaking the Lord's words before they actually happen. And that's the way of the Lord, Yahweh, the Father, through Yahweh Shai, is this way of showing mercy. So those that will receive this truth will be those of the elect that will what? Receive mercy.
It says, "Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord."
See, the Lord said he will put in your mouth. So we don't come out here to speak of our own opinion, speak our own fleshly mind. We speak the words of the Lord. So every time we speak and make points, we're going to reference the scriptures. We're going to bring out what the scripture says. All right? Scriptures say they speak not according to this word. It's because there's no light in him. Rough and paraphrase. You got it, you can bring it out.
Yeah, Isaiah 8 and 20, it says, "To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them."
Because there's no light in them. Now who's the light? The light is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai was the word made flesh. That was among us. Okay? That gave his body as a living sacrifice. So they don't have Yahweh Shai. They don't have this light. Okay? If they don't speak according to what the scripture says. All right? Now you got those in the world. You got the grape juice drinkers, Christianity. All right? You got straight up scoffers that will come out the scriptures, but they will screw what the scriptures, what the scriptures say. They will not speak true doctrine, okay? And they do it purposely. So you're going to have true prophets, and you're going to also have false prophets, man. So go ahead.
Back in 2nd Ezra 15 and 2, "And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true."
And that's what we're reading from, all right? The prophecies are written in paper. Before they were written here in this Bible, they were written on scrolls, man. Okay? So therefore, the men of the Lord had the records. They could be reminded by reading the prophecies here in the scriptures. So go ahead.
It says, "Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee."
Yeah, because when we come out and speak this word, it's in Jake to be rebellious that they're going to speak against us. It's already, the heathens are already going to speak against because of what we're speaking about is not for their turn. You see? So when we come out here and speak the words of the Lord in prophecy, okay, it's to wake up our people, okay, to wake up the elect of our people. Let me say that correctly. Because not all these Israelites going to be delivered. Read that one more time.
It says, "Fear not the imaginations against thee. let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
Yeah, because they're going to speak against us. There's more of the 2/3 than it is of the 1/3. The 1/3 is going to be delivered, but the 2/3 is going to be destroyed. So the 2/3 is going to speak against the 1/3. Go ahead.
The precept, Romans 3:3, going in on incredulity. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect?
Yeah, what if some didn't believe? Shall they make the faith of the Most High without effect? Because you don't believe, so now this can't be true? Because you don't believe? Well, what if this person believes? You see? Man don't determine what's the Lord's will or not. We read in the Lord's will. It's the Heavenly Father who governs the world in the palm of his hand, man. Go ahead.
It says, God forbid, yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar.
Every man a liar, being in simple flesh. Speaking of your own opinion. You could be a liar, man. That may be something you perceive. But what's the actual facts? See, Esau, he likes to deal with facts, right? Fact checking, tangible evidence. Well, the scripture, with the scriptures, it is tangible evidence and facts all through the scriptures, but also it also boils down to faith, because the scriptures speak on the kingdom, all right, which is something we believe that's not here, but we believe is going to happen. So how do you get facts out of that? Out of being spiritual, man. See, that's why Esau can't get it, because he's not spiritual. He's spiritual, but on the left-hand side. He's not spiritual on the right-hand side to understand the reward for the righteous, man.
Back in 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 4, it says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
See? And the Lord is bringing plagues upon the world as we speak. And he said, what? Famine?
Yep. It said, the sword.
The sword, you seeing that? There's a famine coming. All right? There was a video on TikTok in New York. A fucking hoagie was damn near almost $10, man. And the dude was like, yo, pop, you serious? You know? Over here, you get a little, what you call it, poke cut sandwich. All right, little turkey with cheese sandwich with some salad and onions. The shit was like $2.50. I don't eat shit, so I don't know how much it costs now over here, but I'm pretty sure it went up. If it went up in New York, it had to go up over here too. You know? So you see a famine coming. The supply chain is not the same. You know, these devils are holding back the supplies because they want you to get that juice, man. And I seen a video yesterday, and hey, man, woo, this video I seen, man, it's about a 30-something minute clip. You know, it's a little bones in it, you know. But the truth of the matter is that it go right along with prophecy and some of the information, because the guy was saying how this juice is nothing but a prelude. And he said the graphene, you know. Oh,
yeah, YouTube, man, they don't let you say nothing, man.
Fuck that hell out of
it. Yeah.
But it leads into what? The MOTB, man. Okay, which is the charagma. It leads into it, and it's man. The guy was getting into it, and it was basically saying, you know, how it plugs you up. Basically, if you don't get this juice, then you won't. The charagma won't work. You know. So it's about them getting it inside you, programming you, extracting your DNA to hook you up to the highway of things. And this is something we already spoke about over and over and over, man. So we're living through the Lord's last few prophecies. The prophecy of the mark of MOTB, man. Revelation 13:16.
Back to the hunger, to the famine and the hunger. Brother was mentioning people complaining. I've been hearing a lot of people complaining at stores. I was go get the car oil changed real quick. And the lady in front of me paying her bill, you know, whatever the oil change was like $77. And she was like, $77? Last time I went, it was like 50-something. And like, and people just start complaining. And I mentioned the term oil change, brothers mentioned the famine, but oil and gas prices is what makes hyperinflation so bad, because how do you transfer those goods from one place to another? You know, through fossil fuels. You know, so if fossil fuels goes up, then the price of bread is going to go up.
Even the guys, truckers, the ones who deliver the cargo, they're not willing to apply with the juice. So, hey, there's going to be a famine there. If you don't get the food to the supermarkets, how these people going to eat? You know, you know, and you're seeing shelves in certain Walmarts and different other stores. The shelves are empty. Then they're putting items there to deceive you, to make it seem like they're not out of stock. You know, shipment is coming in real slow. Sometimes certain things ain't coming back, man. You know, that's famine. That's like Bible Shah. If you look up the word famine, you know, that's the lack of something, man. You know, that's some of the ways.
Second Ezra 15:5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world.
Plagues. Hey, to look up plagues too. And this brother brought it out before to my attention. The word plague, man. You know, the word plague. You think of disease, you know, because it means disease. What you call it? What's the disease they got? Basically disease, but it also means continued trouble. You know, you can look that up too. Plagues, famine.
Got a definition of famine. It says extreme scarcity of food.
Famine, extreme scarcity of food, and that's what's happening around the world. You know, it's gonna happen in your near city, man. Okay, certain places the food prices are going up. All right, certain places they're not even receiving certain items, and it's not just food and water. It's a lot of different items, man. Things that you need on your daily basis, man. You know.
Case in point, computer chips. That's why the price of automobiles is skyrocketing right now, because these computer chips, the cars need them to go into the cars, and the supply chain is slowing that. So everything on that end, everything on that field is going up.
Go ahead.
It says definition of plague, or some Google search, a contagious bacterial disease characterized by fever or delirium, typically with formation of robates and sometimes infection of the lungs.
Yeah, so plague could be a disease, man. Okay? Go ahead,
It says as a verb, cause continual trouble or distress to.
Cause this continued trouble and distress to. So when the Lord send those plagues, it's going to cause continued trouble and stress. Now, it's not what this devil is doing. All right, he's not. Hey, this Edomite, these elites who run the world, calling the shots, pushing the agenda. They think they're doing it, but it's the Heavenly Father put it in their spirit to cause these plagues. Okay, and what they're doing, the lockstep operation, okay, dark winter operation. You know, all of this in steps where you think everything peace. You think everything become peace after a while, but the scriptures say they shall not find it. They shall seek peace, but they shall not find it. Then sudden destruction come up upon them. So now we in this whole scare, the new scare of, you know, the whole new thing now, the strain, you know. Yeah. You know, it's like they're gonna keep it coming, but that's the Lord, man. Because why? The Lord is destroying this place, man. He's destroying Babylon the Great.
Yo, and I heard something really, speaking on the Amorion really quickly, like, I listened to this cat on the radio, he made a good point. There's a travel restriction that requires people to get registered in order to travel from one country to another. So this thing started in South Africa, and now there's certain instances showing up in New York City, and now they're saying in California. How'd that get over here? You know, by those that are unregistered, man.
Right.
You know, going to show that, you know, this devil, which he's doing it through the Lord. You know, he's sticking you with this stuff, and it's the real plague is here.
Yeah.
You know,
Somebody get Psalms, what's that, 45, 7? Created darkness, created light. Start at verse 1. Yeah. Because it's the Lord that's doing everything, man. Hey, man, you know, if we fear Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Because it's long, right?
Isaiah 45.
Isaiah, slack. But hey, we fear Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man, because it's Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that's doing everything. Let me get Isaiah 13 too.
It's Isaiah chapter 45, start at verse at the top. It says, thus saith the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holding, to subdue nations before him, and I will loose the loins of kings, to open before him the two levied gates, and the gates shall not be shut. I will go before thee and make the crooked places straight. I will break in pieces the gates of brass and cut in sunder the bars of iron. And I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I, the Lord, which called thee by thy name, am the power of Israel.
See, the Lord, Yahweh, is the power of Israel. All right, that's our power. That's the power that we lost. We went into darkness, man, confusion. The scriptures speak on how we shall discontinue from our inheritance, man. Hey, scriptures say in the Apocrypha, what's that in Baruch? Seek the Lord 10 times more. Baruch, the 4th chapter. You know, because why? This is now the time to wake out of sleep, man. Because now our salvation is nearer than what we believe, man. So we got to come out of darkness, you know? You got to come out of the state of confusion, okay? And you got to know this truth. So read it again up.
It says, and I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which called thee by thy name.
Hey, when you look at it, the Lord gave Esau understanding, wisdom, all right? The blessing of Esau was to have the fatness of the earth, you know, and to live by the sword, meaning that the way that they're going to get it is by bloodshed. So that's a curse within itself. You know, that's not a blessing that you actually want, okay? So, but what he has riches, he has knowledge, okay? He has understanding of the knowledge that he obtains, but he doesn't understand the knowledge on the right-hand side, man, you know? So he has witchcraft, okay, which is of the Lord. All right, so the Lord did bless Esau. But the Lord is going to give us the true knowledge and the true riches of this earth. Not only here, but every other planet, man. All right, because Yahweh Shai spoke of that. He said, in my father's house, it's many mansions, man. You see?
It says, which call thee by thy name and the power of Israel.
But guess what? He's the power of Israel, because the Most High chose Israel, man, which are you so-called Negroes and Latinos, man, and you Native and Seminole Indians, so-called West Indians, so-called Haitians, so-called Mexicans. You are Israelites. That's our power, man. So you're not supposed to be worshiping Jesus Christ, man. This guy that we have on the ground here with blonde hair, you know, look straight like an Edomite, man. Okay, which really goes back to Cesare Borgia, okay? Or take it even deeper, Serapis Christus. You see? We're supposed to worship the truth. And that's why the Lord is sending these plagues, because why? It's the scourges for amendment, man. But they're not going to hearken. Go ahead. I got that.
It says, for Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect.
See, he said, Israel, my elect. Go ahead.
I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me.
See, he surnamed us what? Yasha Allah, man. He prince power, meaning the men are the princes of the power, which makes them sons of the king. You see? And Judah itself, the Hebrew word is Yahweh, meaning Yahweh praise. So the Lord's name is within the tribe of Judah, and he labeled Israel, man. That's why we know that Judah's the top tribe, man. And who came out of Judah? Our Lord, Yahweh Shai, man.
He says, I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no power beside me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me. that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me.
There is none beside the Lord. And that's why we know that the Lord governs this world, man. There's no one that can bring the Most High to counsel. You know, Esau thinks he's big time. He thinks he's going to do the worst unto the Lord's chosen, but the Heavenly Father going to do more worse than him, more worse to him, because he's not in control. So that's why if we fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Not fear this devil and what the shit that he got planning or he cooking up. Fuck it, man. Because it's really of the power. It's what the Lord gonna do to you, man. You gotta start looking at it like that, man. All right? So you can be more active in the truth, be more on fire in the truth, and get rid of the spirit of fear, man. The spirit of fear in man. Because it's up to the Lord, man.
Real quick, St. Matthew chapter 10 verse 28, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
They can't kill our soul. Esau thinks he's going to sit in the temple of the Most High. He thinks he's going to retain the souls by putting this graffiti inside you here, you know? By putting all this technology inside you, he's going to be able to capture the soul, you know? And then in the video that I seen, the guy was breaking it down, he said that they're going to be able to even transfer your consciousness. So that's all within the TV series that we've been watching. What's the show with Falco, the dude that played as Marvel Falco, but now he's Captain America?
Altered Carbon.
Altered Carbon, there you go. In the movie Altered Carbon, they were literally trading their conscious to different shells, man, to different fleshes. So you'll come back in a total new body, man.
I think the brother over there in DC, he did a lesson about, this is a year old. This lady, she was able to talk to her dead daughter through like a VR set.
Oh,
Posted that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, you got this guy, he necromancing, man. Okay? The dude, Young Dolph, that just died, he actually did extradition. Y'all seen that video where he got like a box there and he channels into the spirit of the person, and the person's supposed to be speaking, and he films it, and you hear his distorted voice. You know, that's witchcraft, man. You're supposed to leave the dead alone, man. That's why we're supposed to know these scriptures, because Saul did that, man. Saul was greatly punished for that. He was destroyed for that, man. So that ain't something that we're supposed to be into. You see why these Israelites gonna be destroyed? Because they have no knowledge, man. You don't know what you're doing, man. And it's not because you don't have knowledge, it's because you actually rejects the knowledge, man. When we come out here and speak the words, the prophecies of the Lord, they don't hear it, man. Okay?
It says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
They ain't able to kill our soul, man. Okay? The Heavenly Father's souls is the most. Matter of fact, somebody did Job 34. I came across this the scripture by reading the book of Job. I forgot what verse. Like 7 or something. About 7.
What man is like Job? Job 34:7. What man is like Job who drinketh?
Matter of fact, 11.
Con, Job 34:11. For the work of a man shall he render unto him, and cause every man to find according to his ways. Yea, surely the Most High will not do wickedly, neither will the Almighty pervert judgment.
Yeah, our Father is going to do wickedly, man. Okay? He's not for the wicked, man. He created the wicked to destroy the wicked. The Lord hides on the right-hand side, man. Okay? He's for the righteous. All right? He's for the good deeds, things that pleases him when we do good. Okay? Not by being evil, man, and sinister, demonic, diabolic. That ain't cutting it with the Lord, man. Go ahead.
It says, verse 13, who hath given him a charge over the earth, or who hath disposed the whole world? If he set his heart upon man, if he gather unto himself his spirit and his breath, all flesh shall perish together, and man shall turn again unto dust.
Woo! You hear that, man? If the Lord set his mind to men and to call the spirits back into him, we all drop dead, man. You ain't playing with the Most High, man. These devils ain't got, you can't be in the temple of the Most High. You cannot be Yahweh, okay? Bahashim Yahweh Shai, okay? The closest to the Father is Yahweh Shai, man. All right? So if these devils think they're going to be the Most High and eliminate the Lord, you got something coming down your pipe, man. The Lord going to smoke you devils, man. The Lord said if he call all the spirits back to himself, all flesh will turn back to the dust, man. So who the hell is these Edomites, man? You ain't got no power, man.
Yep. And I'll read it again. Matthew 10:28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
Yeah, Esau think he's God because he can create life. He done broke the ordinances. He spliced cells. He changes DNA. He alter, human DNA. He modifies individuals. He got robots now. So he clones.
You see those clone videos where they got like these celebrities and they got like these news anchors and like they'll be sitting there talking and next thing you know they're like short circuit or something like that.
Yeah.
That's because they don't really have a soul in them. They're an abomination. Man.
Yo, the guy in this video that I seen yesterday, he said that they want to have it to where if the president is making an announcement, a public announcement to the country, they want to be able to read each individual and how they feel about what he's saying. And if anybody who feels differently of what he's saying, they're going to be judged. They're going to be cut off because they want that type of power. They want to control our emotions and our minds. When you look up the 4th Industrial Revolution, there's a video on YouTube, if they haven't taken it down. I doubt if they took it down. Well, the woman in that video clip, she spoke about how we're going to be able to read your thoughts. They want to be able to read our thoughts while we're thinking it because they know how the brain pattern works. She said in each and every person it runs differently, but they kind of got it down to a science that they understand what you're actually thinking about. So Esau's going deep, man. He's getting into your mind, man. Yeah, we sitting here speaking, but he wants to know my thoughts. So he's going beyond himself, man. Hey, so that's how you know that the prophecy of the MOTB is the Coercion. That's where we're going, man. And like Elder Apostle Tahar said, man, for the guys that's teaching against that prophecy, shame on you, man. These people gonna be against you, man. Shame on you. You're gonna be looking foolish when they start campaigning heavy on everybody going to get that Coercion. They already told you in Sweden the other day that the passport's in the hand.
Right.
So you mean to tell me the buying and selling, Revelations 13:16 is not talking about something implanted inside your body? It's not a sanctions and embargoes, man. Okay? It's actually talking about a device that goes inside you. Matter of fact, somebody grab the scripture. If you got something, bring it up.
Revelation 13, right?
Yeah.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he calls of all, both small and great.
See, it says he calls of all. That cause means to force you, man. Either way, whether he do it brute force, or when he do it in a way where you can't function in society, that's still force.
It's called coercion.
There you go. See?
Yep.
Just like they same thing they did with this juice. They say, oh, we can't force you. By law, we can't force you. But here it is, you're forced because if you got to work for this business, you got to get the shit.
Yeah.
So they playing this freaking game, man. Okay? It's still force. All right? And well, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and they're gonna say, and then they'll call it consent. And they actually have people that protest about that, and they have signs that say coercion is not consent. So that's and it goes back to the Greek word poieo in the Greek, which means like the brother's going into to make you do it, no matter how.
Everybody who got that juice, you're gonna get the mark too, man. You're gonna get the Coercion. You're gonna get the Coercion because that's what it's designed for. The Coercion, man.
Even speaking on the juice real quick, you heard about the thing with the razor blades, right? With the DNA, like they had I think it's like I forget where it's from. They had this scientist, all right, chemist that actually broke down the Satan juice or whatever, and said way deep down in there are particles that are like little razor blades. And over time, if they hit your bloodstream, they go and they tear everything up over time. That's why athletes are dropping faster, because they're athletes. They're running up and down the field. Their blood is moving faster.
Wow.
So that shit is
Heart attack.
tearing them all up on the inside, and they just drop.
And let's not forget what was that called again? Apostle put out there. What was it called? The thing that never dies, regenerates itself. What's it called? Hydro?
Yeah, the hydro.
Yeah, don't forget that's in there, man.
Right.
You're putting something foreign inside your body. This is why the Lord is going to destroy 2/3 when they take that mark. So go ahead, Doc.
It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Yeah, or in their foreheads. Because you got individuals who are actually, and I believe, what's the Facebook dude name again?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg, I believe he microchipped in his brain, man. The way he calls out, he stall out, it be signals sent to his head, man. So you gotta sit there and register, man. Because they haven't perfected it yet. It works, but I believe, it's my humble opinion, it's not truly perfected. It's perfected enough that it works. So that's why you got malfunctions and defaults. You got people sitting there in the middle of speaking, they just, oh, yeah, snap back and all that shit. You
It's
know?
like the internet. It's like the internet. Your page fills up. You gotta
Yeah.
refresh it.
Yeah, you know, because the body ain't supposed to have that type stuff in you. See, the Lord gonna give us a natural body, man. Okay, a body that's one with the spirit, no longer the sinful flesh fighting against the spirit, man. Okay, spirit versus flesh. We're gonna be made one. He's gonna take the heart of flesh out and give us a. He's gonna take the stony heart out and give us a heart of flesh, man. See, and that's part of the Lord's reward to the righteous, man. That ain't given to you, Edomites, man. That's why you trying to hold on to this birthright, you know, and then you're trying to be the Most High and force yourself to have the blessings that you know is going to be given to Jacob, man. You know?
It says, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
And real quick, going back to that word mark, of course, in the Greek it's the charagma, which is an incision, and then breaking it down, you have the charax, which is the instrument that you use the incision for. I guess the plunger or whatever, the syringe that does it, the stick, the pail that penetrates you, and then the Greek word grapho, which means the medical records, right, brother?
Yep.
And on that article the brother was mentioning in Sweden, they're actually saying that people are clamoring for more of this so that they mentioned the grapho storing their medical records on it.
Come on.
Because like what's the new agenda though? Everything that we have as far as proof for that of the juice is on paper. What happens with paper? Paper can be forged.
Right.
People been having fake IDs 20 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be moved to that next step where it's something that you can't fake, man.
Yeah, this is it, man. This is it, brothers. This is it. It ain't no going back. What they about to do, man, the Lord's coming fast, man. Because this is on a whole nother level, man. All right? Modifying your body, putting technology in you, controlling you without being near you. Oh, man, this is on another level. This is the end. This is the end.
Hey, in Australia, I think the brother I was watching on the way here, the brother in Vegas, he had threw a video up to where they were saying that they could even detect if you next to a person that has been positive, and therefore, you know, they got to put you in jail or whatever.
And in Austria, they're straight jailing cats that they admitted to turned up negative. So
Yeah.
like they're sitting there, they're like, yo, all right, I'm negative or whatever. I still can't leave. No, you can't leave. They escape. There's like a countrywide manhunt for them. They track them down, they find them, they capture them, and then they throw them back in jail, and then they call the shit voluntary, man.
Yeah.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
This is it, man. This is it. This
Yeah.
is it.
You can't, because
This is it.
that's why they're trying to push that new variant, because you can't go off of a negative result anymore.
Right.
You know?
Now you can't go on that.
Now you can't go up and negative, right?
So it's so stupid. Why would you even
Wow.
risk your neck to get a fucking experiment?
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? Where it doesn't even work.
Hey, that's why the Lord wants us to be strong in our faith, man. You know, he told the disciples before, ye of little faith. Well, now it's time to have great faith, man. You know? So you got you can get Revelation 14.
They believe in the new variants on the unjab.
Yeah,
You know, so there's Omicron. They say that it came about from the unjab.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this devil coming in all directions, man. That's why we need the shield of faith to block all of the poison. You know, all this venom he's shooting out at you. You know, because once that venom get inside you, it kills you slow, man. That's metaphor. You know, when he speaks, hey, if you get any of convinced and fear of what this devil is bringing, that's that venom seeking inside, you gotta rebuke that spirit, man. Nah, hell no. You know, the Lord said this. Because if you let it marinate, that's that venom. Over time, it breaks you down. Breaks you down, man. You know? You need the Lord, man.
Yeah, Psalms 58:4, their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth the ear.
So it's not a coincidence why this devil's compared to a snake, because that's how he comes. All right, he comes conniving. Okay, he comes sneaky, man. He's speaking doubles. He speaks truth, but he gonna tell lies, man. Okay, he'll tell you some truth, but it's also a lie. You know, it's not the proper correction to lead you in a good path. It's a way that he can make you subject unto him. Now he wants to make us his perpetual slave by putting this charagma in us, man. But right now, it's starting with the juicy juice, you know?
This is Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High.
You see? Now it's all coming out, and it should be making more sense in your mind. Why? You know, because those individuals that have those questions, why the Lord, you know, 2/3, man, why the Lord gotta kill them though? You know, why he can't just save them? You know, like, they didn't know they was wrong, but it's a reason why. Look what's being plugged inside your body. The hydro that never leaves, man.
Right.
Some weird organism that's living inside you keeps growing and growing. That shit crazy. Yeah. It's like the Twilight Zone, man. Then you got only that, you got all this other crap in you, man.
Right.
You know, you're what do you say, the graffiti?
Yeah.
You know?
And it takes over your spirit, because like you might say, well, if the Lord's gonna save us, he's gonna save our spirit anyway.
Right.
But that takes over your spirit. That's the thing.
Right. Well, I was going to say, not only that, besides all the physical things that are in there, it's literally idol worship. You know, like I have it right here, Exodus 21:5. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. So let's picture that's a Jake here on the sign. All right, that's comfortable in America. He loves the situation, and he will plainly say, I love my master, I will not go out free. His master being Esau, it says, then his master shall bring him to the judges, he shall also bring him to the door or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. Right. And that's also what the MOTB represents, is that awl. Right. That word to hell with the Lord. You're my master. I don't want to go out free. Right. I don't want to be delivered from my master. I love my master, you know, and that's what that represents.
Hey, and that's why this thing that Esau got going on, it would never work. It would never come out to its full potential, you know, because why? You have the Lord's elect. The scriptures tell us this. Hey, Wisdom of Solomon said they were made to reprove our thoughts. The Lord also said in Esdras, I have kept me a cluster of grape to myself. You know, he kept a cup of great men. Okay, so therefore, it's not never gonna work. Esau wants to trick you into, you know, consent to being his perpetual slave, but that's not honesty. Right. You know, when you got a man that didn't want to leave his master, that was out of sincerity, that was out of love, that was out of, you know, you my family, I ain't going nowhere, I ain't got no plans to, you know, so let me be your servant forever. That's out of sincerity, what the brother just read. But then this devil, he wants to trick you into making you his perpetual slave, man. You know? But meanwhile, you don't want to be his damn slave, man. You want to be set free. There's a difference between freedom and liberty, man. Liberty is when you got privilege to do something. Freedom is where you can do whatever you want. You don't have to be under nobody else's rules. Okay? You make your own rules. But when you got liberty, that's like when you in school, they give you recess. That's liberty to go and have fun. Go on the playground, run around, play, talk, play ball, go to that group. That's liberty, man. And that's what this place is, liberty. This was never freedom. It was a prison house, man.
Like you said, Esau, his plans will never go through because of the elect. Romans 11:4. But what saith the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal.
So that shows you that the Lord has always kept him those men that was never going to go in the path of the heathen, man. Okay? He was always going to keep them for himself to do what? So that he can always restart or refresh, you know, the cycle, man. You know, like when the Lord is going to refresh the earth. All right? He's going to bring a new heaven, a new earth. Okay? So that means that everything of old got to get thrown out. So if you got that shit in your body, you're going to get thrown out. It's better that you what? Go ahead and be cleansed by death and to come back perfect, man. You're not going to be in the kingdom. Ain't going to have no Edomites in the kingdom all plugged up on thinking that they're going to have this artificial and supercomputer on the low that the Lord don't know about, and it's going to help them get out of captivity and fight against the Israelites. That ain't happening, man. And Esau, I have you believe that. All right? They really believe that they're going to go to different planets. And that's just being afraid. So they're looking for anything for help to save their race from not being in captivity under Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know?
And just to land back off what the brother's saying, taking this mark is ultimately going to be a form of submission, which submission means under the rule. So that way is the way that you're going to accept and worship this devil, by submitting yourself to him, because that's the new way of life. And we always go into it in Revelation 13 and 15. That word worship, from the Greek word proskuneo, means to kiss the hand, to bow to in the sense of kneeling, prostration, to do homage. So people think that you're just taking this to continue living. The spiritual aspects of this is that this is literally going to be accepted as your God. You're submitting to this man as your new God.
That's true, because the way they want to have it, the power grab, is that now, since you got plugged up with this, and they can control you, if you don't go according to their way, they can penalize you, to force you. So that's submitting, worshiping. If they literally tell everybody that got this shit and they got it programmed, and they tell you to kneel, and you don't want to kneel, they're gonna offer you, man. So they want you to worship them, man. You know? But we worship Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. All right, even unto death, man. That's why Yahushua said, count the cost, man. You're supposed to consider what we into. You're supposed to know who you worship, man. Know what you up against. We're up against the devil, man. The wicked, man.
Yeah, and tyrants of old, like Nebuchadnezzar and all that, they already tried things like this. You had Pharaoh also getting you to kneel to him, accept him as your God. But this devil, since he's in a God seed, that he's the wickedest of the heathen, he actually could bring it forth to the whole world, that on a God level, to get them to submit. That's why you see this worldwide agenda. Never no tyrant of old, Pharaoh in Egypt or Nebuchadnezzar, was able to do this to the whole world. This devil, in the God seat that he feels that he's in, he has the power and the resources to do it. That the only one that could take him out is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
And that proves this is Babylon the Great, though.
Exactly.
What, right? They said in the scriptures, it said Babylon shall reach forth from the uttermost part of the earth, to the ends of the earth, and that didn't happen. But now his reach is out literally to the entire world, man. That's how you know this is Babylon the Great, right here.
Yeah, I got a quick precept for brothers. Matthew 24:22, and except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. The Lord has to shorten this space. He has to shorten the space of his rule, because what he's doing is he's going against all the laws of power. All the ordinances of the Most High. It will make the Most High a liar. And that's what Esau is out to do anyway. He's a wicked man. He's out to try to make the Most High a liar so that he can have his wishes and an ability to continue to rule, man. And that's not the case. You can't outthink or outsmart Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Okay? He created you, man.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means. For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Hey, you know what just happened early in the news too? The whole vaccine thing, the whole
Blaine, Max, what's her name? Something Blaine, right?
Yeah. But going in on the whole Epstein thing, you're seeing this dude literally be revealed. Like what is it? Isaiah 47 and make it bare the leg, uncover the thigh, and everything like that. Like, yo, people on that list, they're embarrassed for life, because if you ever made it to Epstein Island, man, all right, that goes to show that you was going over there doing some freak pedophile shit, man. You know, so this devil is being exposed on all levels to be a wicked devil, man. Actually, I'll grab that in the Isaiah 47. All right, Isaiah 47, and I'll just start at 1. Come down, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. The Chaldeans were to represent the most wisest and brightest people of the Edomites, man. Oh yeah, come.
It says, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Why? Because what? Now they've been ousted to be a bunch of pedophiles, freaks, you know, and also too because ultimately they're going to be penetrated and invaded by foreign countries, man. You know, but mostly they're not going to be called tender and delicate because what? Their dirty laundry is being aired out, man, and that's what gave them power in the first place was their secrecy. You know, that's why in Psalms 64th chapter it says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked." Okay, because you never see what they're coming from. But every move that they make, you know, brothers see it from a mile away now, man. You know, this whole Marion thing, man. Hey, come on, man. Who you joshing? You know, people see you from a mile away. Every announcement you make, there's 10 videos on these alternate websites. Okay, debunking it. You know, nobody watches mainstream media anymore. You know, except Big Mama. You know.
Even people in the world. Even people in the world see through this shit, so how much more the elect got to be sealed out here?
The scripture says we are not deceived by Satan's devices, man.
We're not ignorant by his devices.
Right, we're not ignorant.
And you gotta give credit to Yahweh Bashim Hawashad, all right? Because he allowed the internet. And they thought the internet was gonna work in their favor. Now we at the time of social media. So you got TikTok, you got all these different Instagram, where the truth is being thrown out there. Whether it may not be, you know, let's say this, it's exposing Esau, the wicked. So that's what's keeping these sheep a little bit awoke, you know, or it's keeping them from not going into the ways of the mind control, the way that the mind control want them to go. It's dragging, you know. They're getting here and there, but they're not getting the masses the way they want it. Because you got TikTok, you got parents, grown ass, the grandfather on TikTok, man. You know, what you watching? TikTok. Yo, old as hell watching TikTok. Like, yo, you got a page? Who hooked that up for you? My niece. You know, like, yo. So anything that come out gets debunked, you know, quickly, man.
Right.
Some of it be false, most of it be true. You know?
And you may have a Rite Aid, Slucky. I was gonna say you may have a Rite Aid, like you seen that. I think you put it on the chat.
Walgreens?
Oh, the Walgreens.
Yeah, that was Charlemagne.
Oh, okay. Like a Walgreens with a guy. He actually did the video of how they had the new doors or whatever, and it had the scanner right with you know, we open it in the handle and the scanner up top. Now I was just thinking that could have been a Walgreens in the middle of nowhere, but here it is. You know, Esau does shit like that to see, you know, who's going to comply, who's going to speak up against it. But that's on.
With the, he had to open the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that.
But that's on TikTok. So like you said, now people's going to be looking for that.
And he was talking in the video that this is the beginning of the MOTD. You know, he was speaking prophecy. Man.
He understood that, but that's crazy.
Hey, real quick, because brother read over the son of perdition. Right. Now I looked up the word perdition. All right, and it says destroying, utter destruction of vessels, a perishing, ruin, destruction of money. Now here's the point. It says the destruction which consists of eternal misery in hell. So it's not Esau the son of perdition. What he wants to do with us now? He wants to consistently put us into this eternal misery in hell. Hell is a condition. We're slaves, man. So he wants to put this shit into you so so that he can basically put you in a permanent hell state, a hell condition.
And if you don't accept, you got the other hell, which is the grave.
Yeah, exactly. Which that's
One or
paradise.
the other. Yeah,
Yeah, right. That's
That's,
mercy.
that's the heavenly
yeah,
part.
yeah.
It's like literally Second Thessalonians. What we're reading now, that wicked shall be revealed, is the answer to Job 9:24. You know what I'm saying? The earth was given into is not the earth in the hands of the wicked though. Shalimar posted a picture. Salaki, Shalimar. Probably, you know,
Think about the music.
Shalimar posted a video out there in Iceland, I think it is, or one of those places like that. And it was in a medical center, you know, and they listed the registration's side effects, you know, and one of them was, and among other things, sudden death. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is not the earth given into the hand of the wicked? So yeah, Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked.
I was all in the
He
bottom.
covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not where? If not Esau, where? Who?
That proves he's the son of perdition too, because how are you gonna force mandate something that's one of the side effects that could cause sudden death, and then you gotta take this shit. Like, you can't even choose to opt out and take care of your chances with the little code, or, you know, to the 2-day quarantine, whatever you gotta do. I mean, the 2-week quarantine. You gotta take this, you know. So just showing the times we're in.
And I must say, man, your family members more than likely, like you know, people in your family, cousins, uncles, maybe father, mother, you know, if they not sealed with this truth, they ain't gonna make it, man. You know, because Esau chipping away. You got some of your family members, they be like, nah, I ain't with that shit. And we saw how that went. Next thing you know, they went out and got it to try to get over the curve, and they got their children, you know. And now, the ones that was holding strong, you get a little cold, they gotta go get tested. Like, it's out of cold. And it's like, yo, what's going on? Like, oh shit, they getting them. They getting you. They almost got you. Slipping away.
The Sarnetta is because, you know, Sarnetta was so like 8 months ago talking about that he's not gonna take it no matter what. And now you know he took that.
Hypocrites at his
And he took his family.
Yeah. Those are those that are going to be rooted out because they're not mixed with faith. You have to be mixed with faith. If not, then it doesn't matter all that so-called consciousness that you may have. If you're doing it on the basis of Allah or because you believe in Caesar Borgia, the Most High, how the Apostle always says, He's going to put it in your spirit to submit to this because you're not of the Lord.
It says, 2 Thessalonians 2:3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except the come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalted himself above all.
Hey, that's what he's doing right now. He's exalting himself above all. These elites are exalting themselves.
Right.
They got their minions out and all over the world in the high places, you know, in the most prestigious places to call the shots. So they feel like now's the time to take over the world in the way that we want it. Let's exalt ourselves now. You know, so they're exalting themselves against the Most High. They really believe that they're going to win. They think that their plans are actually going to come out. But then again, they're hiding. But then they go into hiding, you know, because they're also afraid. You know, Slaki, not to be long-winded, but there was a video clip I seen some whistleblower. I forgot his name. I can't think his name. It's a while ago. And he was basically speaking about the elites. He said, these elites, one thing they're afraid of is death. So this is why they doing all these things to try to live long. The heart transplant, the blood fusions, and the adrenochrome, and trying to stay young because they don't want to die. So here they doing all this murder in the world, all this harm to all these people. All right, not just the Israelites, but to their own people as well. You know, but they're afraid of dying.
No, just chime in real fast on the verse that the brother got right there. The book of Esdras says that we're supposed to measure the time diligently. So we're supposed to measure according to these prophecies. According to even just that verse right there, that there has to be a falling away first. That's checked. That's already done. The son of perdition being revealed. That's checked. That's already done. So what comes next? It says that it won't. If you can read it again.
From the top?
Yeah.
2 Ezra 2:3, let no man deceive you by any means, For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Yeah, so now, so we're finally in that day. If the son of perdition is being revealed, exposed to the level that he has to shut down the internet now, which is one of the next draconian laws to come. You know, they want that kind of China internet, that China browser, that you only got one page. You know, so that's what's coming to America, because they know that you can't put a lid on this. Like, if you're trying to do algorithms, and they got these people literally thinking in these think tanks and shit, trying to come up with algorithms to stop this word, you're gonna have to censor every single word, because this word is gonna seep in through any avenue. Whether you're talking about artificial intelligence, you're talking about health, you're talking about the woman being out of order, the man, the economy. So water can't be stopped. That's why, you know, Muslims talk about be like water, because it's a force that's gonna be able to find the cracks. So that's what this word is. So how's the only way to stop it? You know, you have to just try to murder the prophets, how you tried before, and you got to try to get rid of this word. So the son of which is not going to happen in this time as well, because once that this devil starts trying to put his hands on the apple of the Most High, that's when all hell's going to break loose, you know, and he's going to defend his elect.
It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all. Hey, a quick example, Fauci himself. I represent science, you know? Meanwhile, nobody even voted for this nigga, man. And this cat Biden talking about, yo, who's president right now? Ouch. You know, because what? This nigga really listens to everything this guy says to him. He might as well be the president. And nobody voted for him. He exalted himself. You know, he got set up by the rich elite. You know what I'm saying? My man don't even got a medical degree. Telling people what they going over to Africa and all these other places and sticking people with needles, man.
They got blood on their hands, man. They've destroyed all those Hamites and, you know, Israelites that scattered over there in those villages that they was experimenting on. Right. Now they're experimenting on everybody in the world, man. You know, you know it's gonna be alarming if the Lord allow it. Hey, I ain't the Lord, but you know what would be alarming? Because it came and thought in my mind, if their precious puppets, high prestige athletes start dying, man, taking that shit. If they start LeBron, him and them and him, oh man, it's gonna be something bad, man. That's why I don't think they even get me, man. Because if that happened, that's good. You know, Jake idolized, man. These are Jake idols. You made these celebrities Jake idols, man. They live and die and worship these people, man. You know, it was one video I seen with Offset, and this woman fucking crying because she's like, this guy's a nobody. He's a rapper. What the hell you crying because you see this man? You like, it's like his spirit, like he got like his presence is so
Movie.
It's so vibrant. I don't know the word, like
vibrant.
Yeah, it's so divine that you gotta be like, yo, are you kidding me? Man, yo, this thing, man.
It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High of God, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
Who's he opposing himself against? The Heavenly Father himself. That's why this man cannot win. He's not, the Most High is not for him. No matter how much terror we see coming upon the land, the draconian laws, because it's gonna seem like, damn, where is the Most High? But that's the Most High working through the left hand, because that's the who you people wanted to worship. So you reap what you sow.
Well, it makes sense because the Lord allows the wicked to destroy the wicked, man. See? So therefore, they're wicked, so part of their judgment is to get a wicked reward. So a lot of them going to die of what? This technology in their body, the sword, the famine, you know, the disease, all that, man. Because why? They were wicked, man.
I got some. Yeah, this is 1 Ezra chapter 4, verse 37. Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked, and all the children of men are wicked, and such are all their wicked works. And there is no truth in them, and their unrighteousness also they shall perish. As for the truth, it endureth, and is always strong, it liveth and conquereth.
That's why it's true. It always hurt people, man.
Yeah.
The truth hurt people. You telling the truth is going.
It makes it harsh.
All right. You know how certain you know how they have certain meetings, like town meetings or something like that, and there be one individual, an eater might pop up. But you say in here, say something, they be like, oh, get him out of here. They get him out of there quick because he's telling the truth, and they be like, oh no, this is not that. You know, truth hurts, man. The truth is gonna boom penetrate, man. And that's how about Shemi outside his word, man.
And you're like, this is the land of the free, homie.
Yeah.
I don't want you telling me I can't eat crab, shrimp, lobster.
And the thing about that, them guys that pop up like that in the middle of the guy speaking, they know they're gonna get pushed out, shoved out. They jump up real quick. Something. And next thing you know, they quickly getting them out of there. And then the people be clapping. Like, yo, he can't say no truth. Esau is a devil, man. Fucking devil, man.
And how you have that saying that take out two birds with one stone. That's what the Most High is gonna do with having the wicked take out the wicked. And you know, I don't know, brother saw that new Resident Evil. You gotta watch it.
I ain't see that yet.
That goes into that concept, you know, like people are gonna. I'm saying the Most High is gonna use. He can use them against the wicked. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, isn't that the scripture? All the hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Yeah.
Was talking about the workers.
Get him out of here.
Oh, the laborers.
Laborers. It says, with her there is no accepting of persons or rewards, but she doeth the things that are just, and refraining from all unjust and wicked things, and all men do well like of her works.
Yeah, it's no respect to the person. It's indiscriminate. You know? What is it? You were reading it before. I just want to grab it right between yours. Hebrews 4 and 12. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword. That's why we don't need guns, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we don't need guns.
Exactly. Because the Lord, hey, this truth of ours is all about faith.
Exactly.
So while we using the Lord's words to cut these devils, all right, and to reprove them, rebuke them, you know, correct them, it shows you the power in the word of the Lord. You know, it shows you when we apply the Lord's words into our life, it shows that His words are true. Because, like the scriptures say, for an example, ignore Satan and he shall flee from thee. So when a scoffer come up, what brothers do? After a while, yo, ignore him. Next thing you know, you see the demon, he know he not getting no attention. And he end up walking off. And as soon as a brother say something because he walking off, you bring him right back. And it be like, no, man. You know? Like, but that's the scripture. You ignore him, he shall leave, man. You give him attention, you giving him work, you giving him play, man.
Right.
You gotta ignore that devil, man.
In the book of Wisdom of Solomon, it says that wisdom was created, wisdom was here before the world even was. So basically, all the things that happen in this world, it all comes back to wisdom. It all comes back to the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So like even, you know, like the scriptures say how some of us shall be beheaded. At the end of the day, we're still right. You know?
Right. Yeah, death just proves the testimony, man. You know, death ain't the end of life, man.
Yeah. When Daniel was cast into the lion's den of different men, at the end of the day, that king that, you know what I'm saying, was with the people that put him in the lion's den, they were still looking at him, or the king rather, was looking at him for the answers.
Hey,
you know?
comfort brothers who have that fear of death, you gotta pray. And you gotta look at it like, look, even if you get put to death in this truth, just know that this is a different time. We're not about to go 100 years and 30 years and you're gonna come back 40 years and you're gonna come back and you're gonna be living like this again. Remember, this devil Yahweh Shai is gonna destroy this devil. Yeah. So coming back, or if you're the elect, you're gonna be right back in your same mind. You're gonna know what happened and you're gonna be in a new body. So this is different, man.
Talks about those that die in the Lord, that they're gonna be risen first. So you're gonna be right back.
Yeah. And the most important thing is that this place is open, man.
I'll see you again.
You know, one thing was that demon, that plant, Tupac, you know, that plant, he said, one of the lines he said, his only fear of death is reincarnation. You know, he knew reincarnation exists. Even Tupac knew that, man. But his fear was coming back and living in the ghetto and being a slave again. He wanted to be on top, you know? So that's what he was saying behind that. But he's talking about reincarnation. We understand it. And we also know that the end of this thing is here. So therefore, those who die in the Lord will be risen first with the Lord, man. And going into those new bodies, man. And we're going to know, you know, you're going to know. You're not going to come back as a newborn babe to be taught back, you know, saying dad, Google, mama, and taught all over life again. No, man. You're going to know, man. We the elect.
They're going to come to a point where when you're a newborn baby, they're going to give you the thing, and they're going to give you the MOTB too. So, so we're definitely not coming back to that time.
Right?
Shit, even right now with this whole thing, this could be a whole agenda to sterilize. People don't know that right now is that we're starting to see the babies that have been conceived during this shit of registered parents, and those children are being born weird as fuck. That they can stand up like in 2 weeks they can stand up like they're AI, man. So and that's the ones that are seeping through, because ultimately, like how they showed in that movie, that show Utopia, they really just want to make you sterile, because they don't want us to reproduce no more. Which I can't talk so much about that before they deem this whatever.
Generation Z.
It makes sense too, like when you look at younger kids now. I remember like my niece, before she came to talk, she know how to put on YouTube, pick up the remote. That shit blew my mind, man. So at the level they into technology, imagine what she would have kids, man. They're gonna be totally technology out. Technology is only increasing, man. Like you say, knowledge shall be increased, but that's all towards death, man.
Right.
Because that shit is gonna be melting your brain, man. It even gets to that with the MOTB about the cancerous sore that you're gonna get from it. So you in a trick bag, right and shocking with the so-called right man. Y'all gonna find out that he's a damn devil, man. You know, putting all that shit in the punches, man, jacking people up just to depopulate the earth. Crazy, man.
It goes to show that he's the opposite, who opposes it. The Lord told us to multiply. Or does he do the opposite? He wants to demultiply.
He is as death. The Lord says he's as life. So he's supposed to have many women creating many life.
Right.
And this devil, man, he's so easy to predict, at least to the ones that got the ice out. But this new single that he dropped, right, the Omicron or the Omarion, is coming out right around the time that the most families have the biggest gatherings happen. So again, being the devil that he is, come January, he's gonna blame the same fucking customs that he got you people taking part of that you're not supposed to take a part of anyways, and using it against you, saying that this is how it was mass spread. So now, since they already did their trial run, back in 2019, and they've had a chance to perfect it around the world. Now when they come with their new draconian laws, that it's going to be that you don't have the right to resist or not. That they're coming down hard, because now look, now there's new singles and new varieties coming out. So, which is also right in time when this artificial intelligence devil came out with the metaverse. Which this time now, when everybody stays home, the way you can visit Granny is through the metaverse. So they're just setting up the stage, and whoever can't see it is just not for you to see.
And you gotta know, you gotta know that you gotta know that this is it, because when you watch, just look at Australia, it's the end of the world for them, man. You got military dragging them out of their houses, putting them in camps. That's actually happening. They're not just talking about it. It's going down right now, man. It's just not here. So these people are not, they're not thinking of it. But if it's happening there and they allowing it to happen, that means it's gonna come here, man. And when it get here, that's when everybody take things more seriously.
Yeah. I think this guy Fauci, he even said within 2 or 3 more weeks, which that's the new year, we're gonna see how deadly that new variant is.
Yeah.
So
you know what? They in that masonry shit, man. Yeah, I said it. Stupid ass shit, man. All right, that oath taking and all that shit they doing, because they doing it according to time and season and the months, the date, the numerology.
Yeah,
you know,
Janus.
Like, fuck you. Oh, man, make me so bad, man. Like, how you gonna talk like next year and you gonna see? How you gonna? How? They doing it because they know it's a deadline, it's a date that they gotta meet. Certain things gotta be done on a certain day. It's the secrecy of masonry, man. You know.
And we got the like we all know that the new year don't come into January, but January goes into the Roman god Janus, which means like a new beginning.
Yeah.
You know, Esau's trying to push that new beginning.
2022, man.
Here already.
Yeah. Man, fuck around and be out of here, man. Be hell on earth then, man.
I can believe that shit already. God willing, this be the end, man.
That's where the Lord says, you know, speed up the time for the elect's sake. Man. You know, this year went by really quick. You know, and the apostle himself pointed the year of hastening the coming of the Hypocritical. Hey man, if you're hastening the coming of the Hypocritical, you're hastening more for the destruction.
Yeah, and if you into that masonry shit too, you going off, man. You ain't supposed to be taking those secret oaths, man. That shit off. The Lord ain't with that, man. Because that's why certain individuals can't speak, because they took this blood oath. Same thing like rappers, man. You know, but something like Jay-Z, he deep into it, man. Hey, you got police. One of my mans told me a minute ago, it's an officer, they have to take an oath to be a police, a Mason oath to be a police officer, but he said it's up to them to further themselves into that field even more. Like basically, if they want more opportunities, you got to be a part of the clubs. And to be a part of the clubs, you got to do certain things. Whether you got to knock off a jig, got to catch a body, whatever the secrecy of the club is, so you could be a part of them. You got to be into, you know, they cops stealing drugs, crooked cops, you know? Yeah, man. The Lord gonna smoke you, man. All right? And then the elites, they on another level, man. The lower level lodges of these masons are not on the level with the masonry, high masonry of these elites. Even they keep secrets from them. This is a low level of masonry. When you see the lodges and all them coming out here, and then the dude tell you, oh, it's not about that. It's about building. It's about building. Listen, man, y'all don't, them low level masons don't know shit. They don't know shit, man, compared to the elites. In order to keep climbing up, you gotta take them damn blood oaths, man. You know, you gotta go through those rituals, man. And then hey, your life is in jeopardy, because now you can't make mention of nothing. You can't say nothing about nothing, man. You know?
Well, yeah, if you're a rich elite or somebody that's like very famous and popular and out there, chances are you took a trip out there to Epstein Island, man. And there's a video on you doing something that you wouldn't be that would make you ashamed of if they put that out in public sight, man.
Blackmail.
Yeah. We gotta show up to the eyes wide shut party.
Yeah.
Everybody got masks on, just freaking off with each other.
Yeah.
Death to all y'all motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, you ain't supposed to be taking no secret oath, man. You good at destroyed, man. Now the soldier sold. You know? You sold your soul, went through the ritual and all that shit. They had knives in your necks. You woke up, they took the blindfold off you and shit. And all that, they making you repeat after them. You gotta repeat after them. Man, you dudes is crazy, man. You dudes is crazy, man.
And you got cops are fraternity, you know, they stick together. That's why you'll never see a cop ever go against another. And if you ever do, usually they don't have a very long lifespan. They're gonna get bumped off because that's the biggest gang in the world. They'll have it so later on you died in a gang shooting or some bullshit happens to you because they already saw you can't be trusted to come up the ranks.
I think they call it the blue wall of silence.
Blue wall of silence.
Yeah. They showed that in that movie with Tyrese. Tyrese and I forget what the girl was. But she wanted to do the honest thing. There ain't no honest thing around here, you know?
Yeah. And, this is 2nd Esdras chapter.
Around there, it's like around there.
2nd Esdras chapter 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall the end first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So we at the end of the world. The damn devil is Esau, okay? We're at the end of the world, so now Jacob is coming next.
Yeah, I had this dumbass talking about, you know, which a lot of them, these self-proclaimed prophets, or these people that act like they know what the scriptures are talking about. And this is the mentality of most so-called Bible thumpers out there, that we have the biblical era was 2,000 years ago. That it finished 2,000 years ago. So people like that are ignorant to the fact that they're living in Bible times right now. The whole Bible is pointing to this moment. Isaiah prophesied about this. Ezekiel or Jeremiah prophesied about these moments right here. So when you have these people out there that think that the biblical era was 2,000 years ago, so they're not looking to prophecy now. And that's what... Go ahead.
This scripture here, 2nd Esdras 9:1. Got it? All right, it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest parts of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So just harping on what Landback, when the brother was speaking, you know that this is the time of prophecy because of things like this, earthquakes in diverse places, rumors of wars, okay, the MOTB, which is the paragma. All right, the scriptures we just read, how Esau wants to sit in the temple of the Most High, the wicked being revealed, the son of perdition. You know that this is the time, man. You know that this is the time the Lord visiting this earth, man. We're seeing more sightings of the chariots, the angels that ride in the vehicles that the world called UFOs, okay?
Yeah, and if there was no more biblical prophecies or a biblical era has already came and went, then we should already be in the kingdom of heaven. Then this means that Esau already got taken down and Jacob is ruling and there's peace all over the earth. So clearly that we're not in that time, so there's prophecies left to be fulfilled.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, I'll read this verse again. It says, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So we got to see the end. We haven't seen the end yet. The end is coming. The end of this world is Esau losing his rulership by his government being overtaken by Yahushua, okay, and the angels, all right? And ultimately, America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, okay? Babylon the Great. So that's when we're going to see this end manifest, man. The whole world is going to know this is the end of the world. World War III. It's not called World War. It's not called a world war for no reason. It's going to be a world war, man. Everybody's going to be fighting, man. Okay? It's going to be turmoil, man. Sedition. Look up the word sedition. I'll look up the word sedition real quick.
Well, even that what was it, that guy Albert Einstein, he said I know not how World War III is going to be fought, but World War IV is going to be fought with sticks and stones. I'm going to show you that this is it. After this, you know what I'm saying? The scriptures say, in the Lord's kingdom, they shall learn war no more.
Yep. The great reset.
Yeah. Hey, now, I had looked this up this week. The word sedition, it says conduct of speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of the state or monarch. Dabu he made a report on there's groups throughout the country that are mobbing, going into stores, robbing, even doing home invasions. And just recently, this woman,
old lady?
her husband,
yeah,
Avant,
yeah.
his name Clarence Avant, something like that. His wife, it was a home invasion, and they killed his wife. But the reports on Dabu, he was saying was that you can tell that this is staged. But remember, sedition, it's a spirit. It's a spirit of rebellion, man. And what happened? 2020, you had this George Floyd, and then you had, what's her name, Tamika Mallory, or whatever her name is. What she say to the people out there? we're gonna burn down, and what it was, every protest going around the world was throwing bricks inside the windows. You even seen the setup. There were certain videos where you saw contractors stacking bricks, so when the damn guys hit that corner, they could grab the brick and bust a window, man. So the spirit of sedition is still here, and that's through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. So you know that this is not peace. We're going into a war, man. Okay? Not just it's going to a world war with the military fighting each other, but it's also civil war, man. A war just to be against your neighbor, man. Sedition, man.
And then they showed a police station set on fire. You know that shit was a setup. You can't get with a so-called minority looking kind of violent or like he's holding any type of weaponry. Can't get within 100 feet of a police station without getting lit up. So you know that shit is a setup. They're doing that because they want to add fuel to this fire, you know. And actually sedition, that's one of the charges that they're going to try to come up against the prophets. You know, because they're saying that when we speak out against this corrupt government, that's what we're causing. But you know, that's the false accuser for you, because all we're doing is trying to bring back our people to the only hope we got.
I got something. This is Ezekiel chapter 7. I'll start at verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, also, the Son of Man, thus saith the Lord Yahweh unto the land of Israel, the end is come upon the four corners of the land. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways.
And was proof that the end is coming on the four corners, then no longer do you have now your so-called democratic freedom of speech. You don't have your freedom of religion no more. Because before, you know, you should have they should at least respect your God. That if you don't, if it's against your beliefs, for you not to accept this shit, that would have at least, okay, you know, they let you have that. But clearly, this devil is crossing boundaries now. So that's a sign of the end, that you don't have any more rights. There's no more freedom to say whatever you want anymore. There's no more freedom of having your God. There's no you telling us that, oh, because of what your beliefs, now you don't want to take this. Actually, they follow up with, if you have a religious exemption, they actually want to go talk to your church about it. They want you to put down the information so they could go talk to your pastor about it. So, man, that shit is out the window. You're officially at the end now. Like the brother's reading.
It says,
I that too real quick, because I just did a lesson on that. I was driving behind a car, and it said, keep the Christ of Christmas. And then on the other side of the car, it said, God bless America.
Right.
But the Lord just said he's angry. You read that? He said he's angry with America. So why the fuck would he bless America? Excuse my French. Are you kidding? What makes you think that he would bless America?
If the Lord was blessing America, you would not be seeing people, script Proverbs 29:3, mourning, man. You should not, the wicked is bare rooted because the people are mourning. If the Lord was blessing this place, he was blessing America, these people wouldn't be mourning, man.
And no plague would come near this place.
Yeah, because Jacob's kingdom, we're not going to mourn, man. The only ones who won't be mourning is the heathens, man. You know?
You had in that show Power, like the last season, Ghost gave his son the money that he died. He said you could attain this money if you get a certain GPA or something like that, or get your college degree. So when you get that college degree, you follow the rules that he laid out, then you can get that blessing. But you're not following the rules that Yahweh Shemashah laid out. That's why he said, what has that to do to declare my statutes and my judgments, man? You know? See, now you cast it behind you. So you don't, moles are supposed to get put to death, man. But here it is, you give them TV shows, a genre on Netflix, a mortgage out on the house, and able to raise a family. So how the hell could he give you that blessing, you know, from him, man, from on high ultimately?
And while the brother going into that, I was watching this discussion with these two Edomites. It was I don't know the name of the show, but it's kind of like one of those, brain thinkers. Like they sit down and they speak about what's going on in the world. The guy actually said, that when you do the research, he said all of the dynasties fell when they started to change the gender. He was like, when they started to change this gender thing and the moles and transformers came in, that's when you saw the downfall of the place. And I was like, damn, I ain't never think about it. You know what I'm saying? But he kind of said he made me think about it.
You can't even enjoy a good movie. You know, like Eternal, it was pretty good. But then you gotta look away at certain parts, man. There's always a catch, like your brother said. You gotta look away or you gotta fast forward, man. Because they trying to normalize shit. They're normal.
It says, Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 3. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations, and mine eyes shall not spare.
And that links with what the brother was saying right now, that every time that a kingdom goes the ways of Sodom, it falls. And that's exactly what the Yahweh Shemel said, that Sodom and Gomorrah and the surrounding cities was an example to kingdoms that will live ungodly in the future. And is this not a post-Sodom and Gomorrah kingdom, living ungodly? This is actually much worse than Sodom and Gomorrah, because that was only 5 cities. This is 50 states influencing the world to take on this path. And there wasn't even that technology, if you want to call it technology, which is wicked technology, that a man could walk into a doctor's office and remove his rod. That's only here. So you literally have, and you also see women. There's bodybuilder women that look like men. That the only way that you would know is if you see them without their shirt and you see that little incision where they had their breasts took out. But there's no way to tell that they got beards and everything now. So
hey, the brother put up a video clip of you had this Jake. I think they do for Israelites, but I know the Jake was, but he was the female. And then you had the man, which was actually biologically a female, but the man was actually playing as a female. It's confusion. So I hope you get it. But they had a baby, but the man is the one that had the like why? Why? Like, what's the purpose of changing up, your gender to lay down with the opposite anyway? Like, huh? Like, it's just stupid, man. That's called mixing elders, man.
And proof of that too is these so-called lesbians. They don't like men, but yet who they end up with is a little ugly looking woman that look like a man. A little man, hella outdated too, because he's wearing baggy clothes and shit usually. So you don't like men, but you getting with this fucking butch that look like a man.
Right. Pretend. All right, you don't like men. Okay. You're gonna get with a woman that's pretending to be a man. How does that? Come on, man.
Hey, this is why the Lord. Hey, this is why you know this is Babylon the Great. All right. Confusion, great confusion, man. That's why the Lord's gonna destroy it, man. There's no way in hell we're gonna live out our lives and we're gonna live happily and accept this bad behavior, man.
It says,
Second Ezra 15 and 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So going back into the point, like how you was mentioning, like with the home invasions, there's been a string of home invasions out in California. And you got a lot of famous people speaking up about it, and they want to sell their homes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Up in like the nice neighborhoods where houses is miles apart. You know what I'm saying? It's nobody else around you. You ain't got nobody up there to really save you like that if somebody's doing a home invasion type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. And all of this stuff is taking place because what? Esau is purposely crashing the economy. Well, you look at cryptocurrency, it's all manipulation. They just dropped Bitcoin down by 20,000 or something because they playing with the money. They playing with the dollar. You know what I'm saying? When you the whole thing with the ships and the ports and all, they playing around with it. Truck drivers, they playing around with it. At McDonald's, they ain't even got no goddamn large cups. Taco Bell,
they short on certain shit. You know what I'm saying? So you got all these different companies. So you got a lot of different companies that are short on a lot of their main resources they need to do business. How you go in a restaurant, you want a large bill, but they got to give you a medium cup with your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you going to adjust the price on that? So like everything is being messed up by Esau doing a market manipulation, man. But that's all a part of prophecy because this thing has to go down like that, man. And that's what's causing the string of robberies and stuff like that. And it's only going to get worse because people don't know how to really fend for themselves. And everything going digital, if you don't really know nothing about computers and digital shit, then you're going to be asked out, man. Because Esau's constantly taking away the jobs, forcing you for this, forcing you for that. So what you going to do then? Jake going to resort to all they know, robbing, stealing, and doing shit against their neighbors, man.
You know what that is? That's right. That's like Jake always steal from each other and keep it within the hoods, and it's not to go into the neighborhoods because it's bad, robbing stuff. But now Jake start going where the rich is at. So now that changes up the monopoly. It changes up the cycle. Now rich people don't feel like they're safe anymore because they're starting to go there, which they should have been going there from the beginning instead of destroying each other.
How you want to go out and steal from somebody else that's poor?
Yeah.
What you expect to get?
Yeah.
You run up in a damn somebody's house, get $300 in a TV.
Yeah.
And now you get caught, you got to do 15 to 20 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But it goes to show that Esau is enabling this as well because check it out in New York City. I got a couple examples. Right now there's a whole bunch of strings of raids in like Dwayne Reed's, Walgreens, and things like that. And they did it because in New York, they changed the robbery law. Anything lower than 10,000 is not a felony anymore.
So San Francisco, they've been doing that out there.
Right.
Because they would come in CVS, just take whatever they want. That one woman was like, this is sad. This is sad. And see, all she could do was film it. And he would just...
Yeah.
And I was like, this is sad. Look at you. Like he was shamed. The nigga wasn't shamed. Broad daylight, he went in there and started stuffing his fucking bag and walked the fuck out of there, man. I said, no.
But Esau,
Thank you. One guy tried to grab the bag. He was like,
oh yeah, I saw that. But Esau purposely
that.
is trying to change these laws because he wants chaos, he wants violence, he's doing it on purpose. Yo, New York City again. They have their opening centers where people can legally and safely inject heroin and inject opioids and drugs into their body. So it's literally a New York sanctioned a trap house, man. You know what I'm saying?
and you could continue that. I thought that's 2:15. Because the Lord is destroying Babylon the Great, man. See, Esau, the Lord is putting the spirit on Esau so that Esau, somebody get Psalms 10 and 1. You know, hey, the Lord put a spirit on Esau to destroy himself because he thinks that by doing these things, it's going to work in his favor. You know, what's that? Auto ab KO, problem, reaction, solution. They know that if they cause this problem, the people are going to react. And now they can come with the solution and say, well, we told you, how about this? Do this. You know?
I'm going to bring it back to verse 14, 2 Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
Hey, woe means death and destruction.
For the sword and their destruction doth not, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yeah, that's civil unrest, man. Okay? When the people are actually fighting it, that's lawlessness. Matter of fact, Esau, see, it's all, see, every time we say Esau, but you have to know that the Most High did it. He just put it on them for them to be that vessel of bringing it out, you know, of actually causing the trouble. Because he the wicked. So the Lord uses the wicked, right? But the movie Purge, that's that pre-programming. Because after watching the Purge, it's in your mind because you watched all the different purges, so you know what Purge is, whether you watch the first one, second one, third one, whatever. But now, when the streets get like, when it gets lawlessness, what's Jake gonna do? They're gonna put on a crazy looking mask, purge. They know they're going to put on the purge. They're going to put on the spirit that they saw in the purge, the movie. That's that pre-programming shit. You know, I'm about to take this shit. They're going to ride their boat past, gang up. Niggas is doing that now.
That's what I'm saying. Again, through the Most High, they're making people wear masks to the point where you could go into at first. You know, I was saying this to a grocery store clerk before, like, well, imagine before these mandates, if somebody walked in with a mask on and a hoodie on, you would be like, yo, what the hell is going on? But now it's normal, you know. So he's gearing it towards the purge. The only thing that's different is the funky fucking masks, man.
And to land back off that, the last purge was actually the setting was in Texas, and Texas this year passed that you could open carry, and as long as you're of age, you don't need to have a gun license. You don't need to know how to use the weapon. You don't have to have taken a gun class, never been to a shooting range. As long as you have a license, you could have legally a weapon or with no gun license. So they're setting up that stage because that's the wild wild west out there. So especially they're not having that once you are trying to force these things upon them. Those people, how the saying goes, that the Texas got more guns than the Army. So that's one state out of many that they want all hell to break loose so they could come down with those draconian laws, and how you saw in the purge that the Army could come in.
But the thing about Esau, he thinks it's of his own will, so therefore he thinks he's going to be able to control this chaos. Somebody got Psalms 10?
I got it.
10 and 1, real quick.
Psalms 10 and 1. Why standest thou afar off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor.
That's Esau. He persecutes the poor. He's persecuting us now, man. Look at the poisonous foods that we eat. Fluoride in your water, man. All right? The air that you breathe. It's all poison, man. It ain't supposed to be like this, but
let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
So their device is that they want to stop us from being Yasha Allah, man. Okay? Their device is that they want us to be all hooked up to this computer system so that they can control our minds. Well, let them be taken in the devices that they imagine. Because the things that they imagine, this power grab to sit in the temple of the Most High, it's going to fail, man. They're going to be going for it, but then the Lord's going to cause them to fail. So let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Go ahead.
For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire.
Yeah, this devil boasts like he's silverback gorilla, man. You know.
And blessed the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth.
And he blessed those who are like him. You know, especially because Esau covers over Jacob because he wants that blessing, man. He wants what Jacob got. You know. Go ahead.
The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. God is not in all his thoughts.
And the Most High ain't in his thoughts because he's not looking for the reward of the righteous. He's not thinking that the righteous is going to receive a reward. So the Lord is not in all his thoughts. He's bloodthirsty, man. He has a power thirst. You know.
His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight.
That's why the scriptures say, never trust thy enemy. So like if iron rust saw his wickedness, man. Because if you trust this devil, read that again.
His ways are always grievous.
His ways are always grievous. No matter how he slices it and dices it, if you choose and consider his way, it's going to be grievous unto you. You're going to suffer loss. You're going to be in hell. You're going to be in a bad condition. You're going to be miserable, and you're going to be bitter. You know.
Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them.
Hey, he's proving that right now. He told these people in the very beginning, if they get the juice, they'll be all right. You know, Jake went out here as a guinea pig and got themselves examined. They got plugged up, got the juice, but then guess what? He told them that they can even get sick. You know, so it's the devil, man.
Well, now you're not considered fully registered without a third one. Yeah. And you still have to wear a mask.
Yeah, the guy in London, Bowles, you know, the beat, the guy with the funny looking hair.
Oh, yeah.
He stood on stage and said, if you got the first and the second, but you didn't get the boost, he said, you're not fully, we have to change the rule, you're not fully, registered.
Boris Johnson.
Protected, right?
You know, that's crazy. Just because you ain't get the rules, are you serious? So they're gonna change the rules as if you didn't get all what we said, you're not fully.
It's crazy. Like that scripture where it says, like, he changes the times and he changes. Even with the definition, you can't say it. But the definition of you know what, they changed the definition of that. Because what? The definition of it before was if you are registered, it was supposed to protect you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it. Now they changed the definition in the dictionary, man. You know? That's how much of a devil he is.
Like you brought out, Shalimai brought out about Fauci. How they went inside their site and then they changed, you know, the wording of something, you know.
Or the game.
Man, they got you.
With the game, with the function.
Hey, going back to this
Game
brother,
ring.
he brought out Job 9:24. He stressed, you know, if not, where and who is he? If this man's not the devil, then who is he then? Who is the devil? You know?
Yeah, reading that scripture, like you read it a million times, but I never stopped and looked at the commas that was in it. And so it said, if not, comma, where, comma. You know, like you gotta keep those commas in that punctuation in mind. It's like, yo, if not, where? And who is he? You tell me.
And the earth being given into the hand of the wicked, who could that be? Who? You know, I mean, I like, obviously, who's the one running it right now? Well, clear-cut indicator is who is forcing this and telling you that you can't work without it. Look at that guy. Look at that guy's boss, and then so forth. You're gonna get to a fucking unmelanated fucking demon.
If you ask what kind, they've done away with it already.
These dudes, man, that's how you know they're sick. Because I don't see why they don't have a problem with what's going on. How could you ignore the greater evil that's going on in the world to keep messing with little old us? How could you continue to keep your campaign and your pivot on us when you got all this going on in the world? It's like, damn. Do you not see what's going on in the world? What's your opinion or what's how you feel about this? Like, nigga, move the fuck on somewhere, man. Get the hell up out of here, man. The Lord is destroying the place and he's still focusing on the doctrine of the Lord. Like, dog, the doctrine is screaming in your face of the truth. The truth is out here. So if anybody said they don't know the truth, nobody knows the truth, they're a goddamn lie, man. And the Most High blinded them, man. You know? That shit crazy, yo. I don't understand, like, because anyway, it's not.
Hey, you read that one more time about that word, his ways are always grievous?
Yeah. His way, back in Psalms 10 and 5, his ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight.
Right. Now, when you go into the word grievous, a similar or a synonym is the word distressing. It says causing anxiety, sorrow, or pain, upsetting.
Exactly what we're going through now.
Yeah. Hey, that's what he wants you to do. He wants you to be weak. He's weakening you with the spirit of fear. That fear, it works down your immune system, it plays upon your conscience, it distresses you, it puts you in a panic, you know, you can't sleep. Oh man, I know somebody, man. Oh man, yo, it's like why are you even stressing with this shit, man? Somebody supposedly had got positive before and then it came back negative. And now you can't go to sleep at night because they got to get themselves tested and shit. It's like, yo, what the fuck, man? Listen, man, I don't want to grant a lot.
No, but it's so psychological. You could have that doubt. You could have that fear in your mind where you feel sick. All right, because we know that it's false anyway. All right, but let's say it shows up positive. There could be nothing wrong with you, but because you're afraid, all these symptoms coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever they're saying. Oh, I'm starting to get. Oh, I'm getting a headache. Oh, that's what they're saying about the Omarion. Body aches and certain other things. And like maybe something to think. Now that you mentioned it. Let me go get test. You know, let me go get a test. Like, you know, it's all psychological, man.
I've seen a doctor, they have put this up on Telegram. A doctor had tested a can of Red Bull. The can of Red Bull came out positive. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
And the reason that this devil works off of psyops and everything is because he knows that the mind is everything. If you take the mind, the body is sure to follow. That's nothing. So as long as this devil could could put this bullshit in your mind right now through his media, but eventually once he invade you with that Trojan horse, your thoughts aren't even going to be yours, especially now when you're on a cycle, on a monthly cycle of that shit.
I got some real quick. This is Sirach chapter 11 verse 29. Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man have many trains. Like as a partridge taken and kept in a cage, so is the heart of the proud, and like as a spy watcheth he for thy fall. For he lieth in wait and turneth good into evil, and in things worthy praise will lay blame upon thee.
And that's what Jake do. Jake allowed Esau into your home, but your body by consuming all of their poisons, your mind by letting their philosophies beat you the fuck up, and then not coming to the real understanding of what's actually going on, believing every single word that they say, man. But they've done nothing but fucking evil unto us, man. You know, it don't make no sense how Jake can still be this goddamn shit. That's how you know it gotta be of the Lord that we came out of the world, man. You know? Because doing all of this stuff, and the majority of Jake is still falling for it, man. They still just want to go with the program for their so-called liberties, man. When they take one liberty away, okay, now they know that they got you hook, line, and sinker. Okay, since we got them on this, now let's test them out on this. That worked, now let's test them out on this. Oh, they bite back, let's pull back a little bit, but we can get them on this. They playing you like a yo-yo on a string, man. You know? But we not falling for it, man.
Yeah, that's that scripture in Proverbs that says, he that have no rule of his spirit is like one without walls, a city without walls, you know? So Esau's coming up in there, breaking you down.
Yeah, that's the point when you, it's like the old movie, Village of the Damned, came out like in the 90s and shit. And you got the scene toward the end of the movie where Christopher Reeves, he's trying to, like the little bastard kids or whatever, they can read your mind. So he literally has a brick wall up in his mind with an ocean behind him trying to stop them from getting in his mind. But they slowly picking and they punching a hole through the wall and eventually be able to read his thoughts, man. So this is how Esau does to the people, man.
Yeah, this brother, he sent me that video. It's a video how the devils, Edomites, it's a lot of parts to it, but it's going into how that juice goes along with everything the scriptures speak about. It's the prelude. Because it wires them with that, call it the graffiti. Like wires them with the graffiti for the chick. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to get, and I was thinking too, it's like, this is why Biden, he was saying that, you know, if you don't get it, in one of his speeches I saw, he made me think how he said it, I forgot how he said it, but basically it's like, if you don't go and get what they said now, you're going to be shit out of luck later. So basically you're going to be just an outcast and pushed over there because you never listened to them. You never went and got this, while the people that do consent, they're going to be able to live in society. And you're going to be outcast because you never got nothing.
Yeah, that's what movie is that? What's it? Not the first. It's one of the Hunger Games or one of them shits, or with Katniss or whatever the fuck her name is. And they have like the different factions and shit like that.
I think that's
which one of them? Hunger Games. Yeah, like they had like the different factions or whatever, and based upon which factions you was put in, you could live a certain life in society. But then they had like the fifth faction where it's pretty much like you out of you over the wall. And you just like out, just, you know what I mean? It's nowhere. So you tossed out of liberal society, man.
They're pushing them too. You know, if you weren't part of the Edgar Cocteau plan, you know, when they had the thing, everybody had it, you know, and then you'd be down in the sewers, man.
And you see now it should even ring more bells, because we already know it. Why the Lord going to destroy with nuclear destruction, man? Why these places, why America going to be destroyed off the face of the earth? You know, other places are going to be hit. But why is this going to be so much of a greater destruction? Because of all these people around the world are plugged up into this shit. The people that's consent. So how you cleanse them? You got to get rid of them. You know? So that's why it's going to be so much of a great destruction, man. You know?
Second Ezra 16 and 68 and 69, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot.
Yeah, they're going to be had in derision, man. Meaning you in the trick bag. Therefore, you consent. And now, the same man, the same government you consent, they're going to run over you, man. You know? So basically, you just got. You know?
I got
And we're seeing that stuff like that already in Australia, you know, so-called health hotels. They're calling it health hotels, but that's exactly what it is. You know, sea camp. I don't know if we can even say that word.
They literally, one guy, he looked like he's a workout dude. He was tall, like 6'4", he was big. You know, like you say, he worked out. And he was in, I think it was in Austria. Or was it Australia, one of them, he was like, yeah, I'm standing here. You know, they said I was positive, but there's nothing wrong with me. And he was had the nonchalant, you know, he just, and then he was like, but they forcing me, look what they all got out here for me. And they forced him to get inside a vehicle and take him to a quarantine. And there was nothing wrong with him. He just standing there with his bag, like, looking buff and shit.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
He was saying, like, there's nothing wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, that's insane.
See how they play around with LeBron. They said he tested positive, then 2 days later say, oh, he took 8 tests and then, you know what I mean, and he good. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Wait till the stars of heaven.
But shit, that has already happened. Like a lot of athletes worldwide have just been dropping left and right. They just don't. They don't put it out there, and it seems like it has a bad reaction when you know you put a lot of strain on your heart. Because that's what this chemist that they just came out with. In the graph, it has these little tiny razor things. Imagine like that should circulate and you cutting at you.
And then when you look at the letters OMI in the Omicron, it's old myocardial infarction, which is pretty much heart disease, heart issues, man. You know what I'm saying? So that shows you right there what it is, man.
Yo, it's not a coincidence that every time they come out with a certain name, it's always got some hidden deep menace back to it.
And what's been the main heart issues that people been having? Myocarditis and the other one and shit.
And in order to
get this one.
right, and in order to get to that Greek letter in the alphabet, though, they had to skip 2 of them. They skipped the nu and the xi to get to Omicron.
Like Master Hart said, in the middle of that is micro.
Right.
The next
And also, because there's various books on Omicron, and the original movie was in what, 1963, 1964, and it was about aliens taking over human bodies.
Right.
So what's micro or that take over human bodies? Think about it. Nanotechnology. You know what I'm saying? What micro in? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, just like the movie Cell.
Yeah, Omi is like all, right?
They don't relate them to the five towers, man. Oh, hey, you guys are in for a treat. He so definitely treat y'all, man.
I'm familiar with it.
I got some.
Well, this is Psalm chapter 83, verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thine hidden ones and consulted. Oh, Slakia. Let me start over. Slakia. This is Psalm chapter 83, verse 3.
And that's conspiracy. And what the brother's reading is facts, because even these elites, what they do, they have their meetings at the Bahamian Grove and other places, and even reports of it. You hear reports that they say, well, what are they doing? They're having all the powers that rule certain places of the world and come together to discuss on how to run the world. That's crafty counsel. Why they gotta be so sectional? Why the media can't cover? Why the media can't be in there to film what they talking about? That's crafty counsel, man. It's a secret counsel of the things they want to do. You know, you're supposed to be open with it. If you were righteous, you open with it. You know, we come out here as bold as a lion because we stand for righteousness, man. We open. We don't have no hidden agenda. Nobody's doing nothing secret, man. You know, we're telling you straight up, man. This is what the Lord is going to do. You know.
Psalms chapter 83, verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thine hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Hey, that's Esau, man. Okay? And the other nations banding together. They want to cut us off from being a nation, man. How do you cut somebody off from being a nation, man? They already cut us off, but the Lord cut us off. Because why? We lost our inheritance. Okay? We forgot who we were. We forgot the Lord took his name away. But now the Lord, he wants to give it back. But Esau wants to steal it. He wants to stop it. See, the father, Yahweh Shai, they want to give it back. Because it's time to come back. It's time to reconcile, man. But Esau wants to stop that. Another way of cutting you off from being a nation is rearranging your DNA, man.
Right.
If they could, they'd change the fact that you're an Israelite, man.
It would.
They're trying to rearrange it. Yo, we don't know who come from who. Esau, they go off the mother's chromosome, man.
Right.
You know? And that's another way of hiding truth. When you're not supposed to go off your mother, you go off the houses of your father. Okay? As the Bible teaches, man. The seed of your father, man, determines your lineage, man. You know?
And we've been cut off from being a nation on the level with the covering cast and all the lies, and you're keeping us from our heritage. But now this is next level. This is by submitting to them, you know, taking the MOTB. By you taking this in your body, you also, it has sterilization applications. They could also, you know, what are one of the side effects? Sudden death. So those are ways that they could also, now they're magnifying their wickedness on another level. Yeah, it was to a point about just hiding who we were, you know, whitewashing the images and putting themselves in that stead. But now it's taken next level. Now we got to completely do away with this, with these people, which is the goal of eugenesis, like Bill Gates. They want to be Israel so bad, but they can't. So they have to do away with Israel to sit in Israel's seat.
You can't beat them, destroy them.
That's a new one right there. That's a new one. This is verse 4. It says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And we're bringing remembrance back to Yasha'Allah, back to the power of Israel. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, man. We're bringing remembrance by the prophets waking up. The Lord is doing that. He's waking up the prophets. They're speaking around the world, and guess what? The elect is waking up. You know? And hey, 2/3 they're hearing about it, but they're just not accepting it, man. They're not willing to change their ways for righteousness, so the Lord has a reward for them too. You know?
And that proves.
You have the elect who were preordained, predestinated to be saved. You have 2/3 who were pre-elected and preordained to be destroyed.
Right.
So really, they can't get it because the Lord doesn't want them to get it.
And a lot of these so-called fake churches, fake religions, if you ask your so-called spiritual leaders or your pastors, more proof that they're working for Satan is that they say that the Israelites are done away with. That's just an example of people that we're supposed to follow today to know not to be rebellious and so. So isn't that exactly what they're saying? They're saying let us cut them off from being a nation. So what they took your royal heritage, and now you're a Christian. Now you're a Catholic. As long as you accept this cracker, you can make it. They also made it very easy for you to just, you know, make it, to be saved, right?
He took what was ours for us and spread it into everybody, so that he could confuse us and say that everybody is for everybody. God is for everybody. He's for everybody. He's for me. He's for you. He's for him. He's for her. He's for me. He's for you. Like, no, he's for the children of Israel, man.
Well, what does vocab Malone teach? Replacement theology. So he's trying to do what Jacob did to Esau by supplanting them. He's trying to switch, you know, make that sleight of hand switcheroo one more time.
Yeah,
but the difference is our switcheroo was prophesied.
Right.
You know, there's no, they're making that up.
The switcheroo was the Heavenly Father's will.
Exactly.
It was gonna happen. Regardless. You know? He told Rebecca, the elder shall serve the younger. So somehow it was gonna happen that Jacob was gonna have that birthright and blessing.
Well, I mean, this brother said it before that the Lord blinded them. This is Romans chapter 11, verse 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. According as it is written, Yahweh hath given them the spirit of slumber.
Yahweh had given them the spirit of deep slumber. And you know, it's not for a lack of trying. That's why the scriptures say they have the zeal, but not according to knowledge. Right. So you know, every time Jake do something, he does it the best, even when it comes to wickedness. You know.
You talk to people in the world, man. It shows you what level, you know, you're at. You know, you see how low and how you know how Jake in the world, they have no clue. They have no clue, man. They're not equipped. They're not ready for the battle. They don't have it in their mind, man.
It says, verse 8, according to as it is written, Yahweh hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, until this day.
Every day.
Right.
That was done on purpose so that they could repent. Right. As in Isaiah 6 and 9, he said, least they hear and, you know, perceive and understand this word.
Right. And I was gonna say, I sometimes, like a lot of the times, I gotta remind myself that, like, all right, the Lord is doing this. Like, you get mad at Jake sometimes when you're trying to tell him something and you can't. You understand that the Lord is doing it. So this is
right. To get mad at Jake for not understanding his truth is to get mad at Yahweh himself, because he literally has an angel blocking it. There has to be an angel blocking it from their understanding. Right. Because it's too simple.
That's also why it says not to reprove a scorner. You know, because they're meant to be a scorner. You know, they're meant to be to basically go off. So just do away with that.
A quick precept on that. Job 12 and 14. Behold, he breaketh down, and it cannot be built again. He shutteth up a man, and there can be no opening. So if he shut a man's mind, well, we could stand here to a blue in the face, go into diagrams, 18 fucking libraries of books. We cannot open that man's mind. Right. It's just, no matter what prophecies, like clearly, right now we have people that deny the New Testament. They deny the book of Revelation. And we're dead in the middle of the book of Revelation coming to pass right now. You literally see this mark being put into people, and they still say that the book of Revelation, Esau wrote it. And that was it. That's not part of the book.
It excites me, and it's an alarm as well. That's why I say just talking to people and seeing the level that we're on, to them we really have precious the Lord has really blessed brothers with his word, man, to have this knowledge and understanding and wisdom. Because the stuff that we know, you would think is normal. But when you talk with them, it's like they have no clue. And then when you try to kind of feed a little bit, and then it's like they can't grab it. They can't grab it. They ain't got that spirit there. They can't hear chipping, you know? But it just shows you like, yo, the Lord really, the Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahushua for allowing us to be even called into this truth, man. Because what we know is going to save brothers, man. I really believe that, man. I was, talking with people, man. It's like, yo, it's like, what the fuck is wrong? It's like in your mind, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? But then in your mind, you gotta calm down and be like, the Lord ain't giving it to him. So it's like, yo, this is it, man. Everybody gonna die.
Right. And this would be the same person who I believe in the jab. And then you see the sinister behavior behind this devil and institution and mandating the jab, but you still can't get with the truth. And that goes to show that's the Lord, you know, behind it. But I gotta put some precept. I don't know if brother brought this out. 1 Timothy chapter 4, I'm gonna start at 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with their hot iron. You know, that goes back to that door that the brother was talking about that the Lord shut. You know what I'm saying? Here it is, like that. Here it is that having your conscience seared with hot iron. That's pretty much a seal, man. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. They had the word. They received the word. They heard something else that was more enticing and that could pretty much benefit them in a moment. And the Lord seared their conscience with a hot iron. You know what I'm saying? So he can destroy you. You know?
Yeah, when you I know I see movies where they might hurt themselves, but they ain't got no way of, quick way of stopping it. Instead of putting the scarf on there, they would put something burnt, try to seal the wound, seal it up, and then wrap it up.
Or even one of those alphas and Q dogs and shit. They be getting that brand on them. That's a hot iron. You know what I'm saying? They gonna die with that. You know, that's imprinted upon their skin forever. That's what happened spiritually to those individuals who gave you to seduce the spirit.
Yeah, the media, Esau's media is a weapon. So they constantly giving you the spirit, seducing spirit to believe in a lie. They seal you. Now they come outside. This one guy, it's an Edomite that walk around. I don't know where he be walking around at. He walk around with a lot of people, and he asks them basic questions. And you got to see these people. They stupid, man. They stupid. He asks them a logic question. He'll say, well, did you take the, he'll come off easy, did you take the such and such? And then they go, yeah, of course. You know, and they go, okay, well, do you find it a problem that they say that you would be immune, but now you're not immune? And they stumbled the way he asked them. And then one lady got mad at him. They was like, why are you mad at me, man? I'm just trying to ask you a question. Like she was just saying shit, and it was like, you can see how stupid they are, man. They can't deal with logic. You know?
You remember that throwback show? It's a little old, but Street Smarts? Throwback. And so they had some little white boy going around interviewing people on just basic little knowledge like that. And people would give the most outlandish fucking answers. But it just shows that this is the dumbest fucking population of people on one continent.
What's his name? Mark Dice used to do that. You know what I'm saying? Mark Dice, he's gonna be walking around on the boardwalk.
He still do that.
Asking questions about American history. You know what I'm saying? And the average American don't even know their own history, man. You know, how much more trying to get familiar with the truth?
I got a quick. This is John chapter 3, verse 35. The Father loveth the Son, and hath given all things into his hand. He that believeth on the Son have everlasting life, and he that believeth not the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of God abideth on him.
Yep. And that's catered to those individuals with pride, man. Because you had Jews in the land who didn't believe in Yahushua. You know, they thought they could just deal with the Heavenly Father. And you know, here it is, Yahushua, he was set up as a stumbling block. Yahushua is the 16th agent. You know what I'm saying? And he comes in the volume of the book. You know, so the doctrine in which we teach through the spirit of power, Yahushua, is also a sifting agent. So if you can't get with the doctrine, you can't get with Yahushua. If you can't get with Yahushua, you can't get with Yahweh, man. You know, it's a chain of command. You know, in which humility is needed in order to receive it.
And when you go into what's that, Deuteronomy 28, one of the wraths of the Heavenly Father is being smitten with the mind.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, madness.
Madness.
Yep. Madness, man. And hey, the scriptures also say, give me any plague but the plague of the heart, man. Which is what? Your mind. Because, hey, man, you ever see a bugged out individual? Hey, ain't no helping them. You know, those are demons that is, you know, pretty much ransack that particular temple, and it's going to take the spirit and power of Yahweh himself to get it off. You know?
Yeah, madness doesn't just mean like a homeless person on the street babbling, talking to themselves. Madness, it could be somebody, you know, filthy rich, like my man Kanye. On the Joe Rogan, he just said that he's looking to buy the earth. You know, so my man is literally, you know, he's not all there. He may know a little something. He could be smart with a couple finances, but he's still smitten with madness. Right. And no matter how many billions he can't get on one of these chariots.
Hey, and I'll tell you this, one time I was working in a psych ward as a security guard, and it's funny because those demons, because it's demons, you know what I'm saying, them demons, they're going to provide an inkling of truth. Because I remember I'm working in there, and the nurse's aide, they call them the CCT, a clinical care tech, or the nurse's aide, you know, was trying to help this woman that was mad. You know, she got pretty much into the psych ward, and it pretty much committed her. And she had a problem with listening, you know what I'm saying? So the girl helping her, she was what you call a so-called Puerto Rican, an Ephraimite. And I remember the lady that was mad, she was like, oh, shut up, you're nothing but a Jew. You know what I'm saying? But she was like a mad woman. You know what I'm saying? So the people not knowing truth, not a Jew. So they gonna view her as she's a bugged out individual. Yeah, she's bugged out, but she also possesses the truth. Like here it is, Kanye's bugged out. He kept saying, you know, 12 tribes of Judah. and I believe they gave him the green light to talk all of that. They gave that devil, that black devil, the whole green light to say all that he's saying.
I think he messed it up on purpose.
you know.
saying that 12 times the truth.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or
of
like
course.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, that too. But I think he thought he was. He got beyond his bridges on that one. That's why he had to sacrifice his wife or his baby's mother and his Uncle Roger because he was talking too much.
What they were Don King, he always playing both sides.
Absolutely. You know, but the point is, you know, that individuals who are bad, the Lord will put some truth upon them, man. You know, individuals look at us as if we're mad. They think we're mad for standing out here in the cold for hours on end teaching the Bible with nobody listening.
You're not mad. You don't know what you're talking. Everything you're saying is true.
Hey,
Psalms 81.
Absolutely.
Psalms 81 is them fighting to prevent us from knowing, us from knowing who we are. Psalms 81.
Psalms
This is
83.
everything that they're doing to stop Israel united again.
Psalms 83. Yeah. Psalms 83. Absolutely, right? Absolutely, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because like the scriptures say, those who are, what's that, 2 Timothy 1:7, those who are troubled, rest with us.
Right.
You know, so, hey man, your spirit is troubled as well, because you've been through experiences to where you can realize the so-called white man's the devil, and to resonate with the spirit, which is the word, which grants you the access to understand. You know?
Yeah, I got some. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 10. And with all deceivableness and unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause, Yahweh shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie.
That's right. Hey man, a lot of people are delusional, man. You know, hey, you got people thinking Christianity's the way. You got people thinking Islam's the way. You got people thinking the Federal Reserve note is the way. You got people thinking crypto is the way. And you're going to have people that's going to think the microchip, which is the MOTV, is going to be the way to salvation, man. You know, to escape the harsh realities in which they're going through. That's the Heavenly Father sending them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, man. It's nothing worth. Hey, man, you got Jake out here believing in the truth, thinking that that's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? They feel like it's all it takes, and as long as I believe, I'll be good. Well, when you read the scriptures, in, I believe it's in John the 3rd chapter, if I'm not mistaken, you know, the scriptures speak upon how individuals believed in Yahweh Shai, yet he did not commit unto him, man. So you can believe in the word all you want, and the Lord will still destroy you. You know?
Yeah, this is verse 12. That they all might be damned who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
That's right, pleasure in unrighteousness. Because essentially, the main reason why individuals can't walk this walk in which we walk through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shai, is because they love to dwell in pleasure. You know, they love to smoke weed. You know, they love to commit adultery. You know, they love to lie, steal, kill. You know, they love to do things that goes on. Hey, when it comes to the woman, hey, they love to look like the so-called white woman, man. You know, they love to get blonde streaks in their hair, man. You know, they love to get their body done. These are all things that go according to goes against the scriptures, man. You know, so they have pleasure in unrighteousness. So the fact that they have pleasure in unrighteousness, they're not going to be able to get with this truth. That's why this word is meant for a few good men, man. You know, and only a few good women is going to link up to those few good men. You know, and that's what makes this truth that much more precious.
1 John chapter 2, verse 15, it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
That's why the foundation is what's going to get you saved, man. You got people focusing and concentrating on genealogy. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out who they were in the past life. These are the scriptures that's going to get you delivered, man. The milk. You know, the nourishment. Love not the things that are in the world, because what's in the world? That jab, man. That jab, that devil's juice in which they promoted, in which now they got a Marion variant, you know what I'm saying? To, you know, force upon the masses of the people. And now that's crippling the stock market, it's crippling the crypto market, you know? Because at the end of the day, what's it doing? It's putting more money in the elite's pockets, man. It's all the point, man.
And the difference between the love that you brought out, that you were reading, and the love of these people that have the love of the world is that they love the world. They don't qualify for that love of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because the scriptures say you are to believe in him as the scripture has said. So once you already are believing that he loves everybody, you love, he loves the world. You know, he came for everybody. You are believing in a different entity, a different God. So you're not believing in the God of the Bible and the Savior of the Bible.
Well, Yahushua told Thomas, he said, blessed is those that believe in me in my absence. Roughly paraphrasing, because it showed that the Lord's elect, they put away their life in this world. They let go of this world to serve the Lord. It's a sacrifice. You know, and that proves to the Lord that, look, hey, these are the men. You know, they're worthy enough to be in deliverance. With others, they are rejected. You know,
because ultimately, like to come into this truth for most people, they just look at it as a restriction of life. They look at it like, well, damn, I can't do this. You mean tell me I can't eat crawfish? I love a good seafood, boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of the things of the world, they are really restricted from, so they feel as though, like, well, damn, I'm just supposed to just read the Bible and die, that's it. I can't have no type of life. That's how it feels for most people. But when you truly have the understanding, you know that everything of the scriptures is real life, man. Because we're going back to the essence of things. The scriptures tell us to look into the ways of our forefathers. So that's how we're supposed to be living. Not according to Esau's standards and everything that they're putting out there.
Okay, to back you up, what you just said, Charleston White said that. When he spoke about the Hebrews, he said, oh, them niggas, shit, you gonna be locked up fucking with him. They tell you what they can't do this, he said. Charleston White said that shit. Yeah.
What type of foreign action is that?
Yeah.
Because Americans filled with that do as thou wilt spirit, man. You know, I want to do what I want, and that's the problem with you fucking Americans, man. You can't do what the fuck you want to do. There's laws, there's restrictions, there's guidelines on how you're supposed to order and govern your life, man. But you've been in Babylon the Great so long, you think you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Okay, well, and that's that strong delusion. Right. And you should believe a lie. The Lord gave you that mindset so you should destroy your wicked ass.
Right, because the ways of the Lord is to help you. Yeah. It's not a burden to keep the law. You want to keep the law so that you can have prosper in your life. You know, so that now when you are in a jam, you got grace. May the Lord come and help you. But when you tit for tat, render evil for evil, niggas step on your toes, nigga, what? The Lord said, vengeance belong unto him, not you. Sometimes being humiliated teaches you a lesson. You know, so it's like you gotta love. You gotta want to keep the Lord laws. But people, like your brother said, Jake, in this world, you know, they think it's a burden, and it's not. You know what vibrates? Just the other couple of weeks ago, brother put out a video on how like the law, because in the Lord's law, we're supposed to wear one fabric. And I think those are the man or woman, whoever breaking it down, it's you would think about it because it puts you on a high vibration. Certain clothes we wear carries what? All clothes carry vibration. The colors of vibration. So, you know, you got Jake that want to be woke and they want to be like conscience and they don't kill my vibe, you know, don't say nothing negative. Or not, you know what I'm saying? They on a high vibration, they want to eat alkaline and being wearing one fabric puts our vibration on a higher vibration. You know what I'm saying? The lady was saying, she was breaking it down, like if you mix cotton with something else, polyester, it depletes your vibration. It brings it down. So it's perfect that the Lord said, if you wear, you know, one fabric, wear that one fabric. Don't mix it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, even to abominable foods, man. You know, a lot of these women, they can't even think straight because they eating all of that bottom feeding, all of those bottom feeders. You know, eating pork. You know, a lot of these niggas too, man. You know, because was it part of the brain is in the gut? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if your gut is fucked up, you ain't gonna be able to think straight.
You got parasites and shit, and you wonder why you can't think straight. If you never went on a detox, this is how you can know yourself. This brother put brothers on heavy. The detox, I mean, you know the scriptures, but this brother herbalist too. When you detox, you really do it the right way, you end up learning your body. Now, when you went through that detox and you go for maybe for a month or two or whatever, putting herbs in you and stuff, you feel your body at this youth state. You feel better, you feel good breathe, you see how your mind is clear, and then as soon as you start eating bad again, you start like, yo, I can't eat this shit. You start realizing this shit is lowering you down. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you get a brain fog, you start, you're unable to process your thoughts or even articulate your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of times when, you know, you do detox, you know, or you're eating clean, it's easier to solve problems. You know what I'm saying? Because you're able to think situations through.
Yeah.
Well, you consume yourself with a lot of bullshit, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be harder to solve problems, and you're going to be sitting, end up sitting in the rut, man.
Right.
You know? And we speak upon it because we've been through these situations.
That's why they straight call some food brain food.
Yeah.
And then they call other foods junk food.
Junk food,
So
yeah.
how it's gonna make you feel like junk, or it's gonna up your brain if you eat brain food, kale and all that good stuff.
They say food for thought. Literal and physical.
Quick precept. The book of Joshua 1:8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night. You know how the brother's saying how, you know, this is the wisdom and the knowledge. You're supposed to meditate on it because this is what gives you know-how. But thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then shalt thou have good success. So how the brother just said that, you know, our people look at it like it's a burden and it's a hindrance, but this is actually what makes your ways prosperous, makes you wiser, you know, to watch it, to observe the dietary law, to not follow the customs of the heathen, because that's just going to bring a curse upon your house. And a lot of Jake wonders why they consistently catch hell, or they feel they can't catch a break. But you're probably bowing to an ultra Caesar bullshit, you know, constantly pissing off the Lord, and you think that you're doing something righteous because you're doing things of man, not what the book instructs.
Yeah, and that's why the women, they have it harder, you know, to actually follow the ways of the Lord, because it's not that the laws are burdening heartsome, it's just that you've been exposed too much. You seeing that women are doing this and women are doing that, why I can't do that? And then when you say, okay, I don't want to do that because I realize that's wicked, but then here it is, you're supposed to be holding tight to being righteous and holy. Holy means to be set apart, means to be separate. The Most High said that we're holy. So keeping his laws and ordinance, it helps us to stay holy, to set apart from them, the Gentiles, the heathens. It makes us vibrate greater than them. The Most High made us greater than them, you know? So women have a hard time because they're exposed. In the ancient times, there wasn't no cell phones, wasn't no social media. You know, adultery happens a lot through what? This demon box right here, this cell phone. She go in the bathroom, she talking to people, some nigga might try to hit her up because she on social media. What you doing on social media? And then when they do get caught up into the web, they go, I don't even know how I got here. I ain't even like them like that. Well, you gave room for Satan. You didn't close the door all the way. So basically, it's just you exposed to all of this bullshit. Esau showed you how the wicked get down. And you've been doing wickedly before you came in this truth. We all sinners, you know? You got turned out. Yeah, you got turned out. And now you're looking at the ways of the Lord, it's a burdensome. Oh, what you mean? It's the Sabbath. I want to go shopping. Oh my God, I'm playing this all week. What you mean? I'm gone. You come in and fucking with me, nigga. Told you. Now, next thing you know, the Lord tapping, messing with her body. I'm hurting. Or something. Fake Sabbath, bitch. Or get your ass. You know, it's the total school that. You know? But like women, they have it harder because they are emotional. You know, and their brain is their emotions, man. A woman could love you today, and then tomorrow she can actually hate you and want to kill you, man.
You ain't say nothing to her.
Yeah, you ain't say nothing to her. It's all because of how she feels. Imagine men started treating women according to how they feel. What if you just feel like today you bitter at a party or job, you just come home and smack the shit out of her ass. Fuck out my face. I'm tired of y'all niggas. Everybody. You know, imagine that, it'd kill you. But a woman could do that and it's okay. Are we supposed to just give her a pass? You know?
I got something for you. This is Proverbs chapter 15, verse 10. Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die.
Yeah, I agree, mate.
That should have a picture of a woman there.
Trying to save somebody's life, man. We all got families, friends, homies, you know, niggas who you grew up with, care about, you know, talking to you. And it's funny because when you get up with your homeboys in the world, somehow they always make something. It's like no matter what, they gotta say something about the scripture. And then it gets you going. And you be like, well, scripture don't really say that. But, you know, and then that they be like, word, and then it interests them. And then you end up correcting them, and then once you correct them, that scripture come out. It's grievous now. Oh, nah, I don't know if I can do that, bro. Fuck that. Like, people like, oh, why am I even talking to this? They done pissed you off. Because he done got you into the conversation. Now you like, motherfucker, I can talk. I can argue with you. I can teach you nothing.
See, and that's why the truth is beautiful to have, because it filters out the undesirables that you would want in your life. Because the more people you got in your life, the more complicated your life is going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like math, like truth in the Hebrew means amath, which means truth. Or it means truth. And that's where math, the word math comes from, which is amath. So here it is going into algebra. If you got all of these variables within the equation, you know how hard it's going to be to solve it. You know, you got you got the letter A, B, the letter C, the letter D, and the E. And now you got to solve the equation that got numbers in it as well. You know how long it's going to take? You know what I'm saying? You got to apply to a certain formula to solve it. You know what I'm saying? That's the same way with life. The more people you got within your circumference, the harder and the more complicated your life is going to be, man. But guess what? This truth filters it.
Hey, you gotta keep your eye on them, man.
You gotta keep your eye on them.
You gotta keep your eye on them, man. These guys, people out in the world, you know, you may know them, but they grew up with them, man. You gotta keep your eye on these guys, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's like he's sleeping, you gotta keep one eye open, man. You know, this demon gonna do, man.
Yeah.
You know? You gotta watch them, man. But like I said, us being in the spirit, man, we see them, we see what they got next movie's gonna be before they get caught.
Exactly right.
You know, and we gotta take ourselves away from that type of situation with these guys, man. Like the brother said, man, you know, you're making yourself the life more complicated, man. Dealing with all these different profound personalities, man. You know, you have to take yourself away from the world, man. You know, and right now in this time, and right now, man, hey, man, the brotherhood is, man, you're gonna realize, man, the brotherhood is all you really got at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? These people right here, man, they ain't shit, man. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna turn on you, man.
Salakia, real quick, because I gotta say this, man, and because what's heavily involved in the world is the scammers, right? You know what I'm saying? And the scam-demic era, you know what I'm saying, is just like the crack era. You know what I'm saying? I was watching a podcast and it made perfect sense. It made perfect sense because they made a lot of money during the crack era. The feds, the cops, they let them do it. Ricky Ross era, paid in full errors and all of that. There's guys out of Jersey that had $1 million blocks and they brag about it on social media today, flashing old pictures. The police let them do it. Just like at this particular moment, they're letting them scam. But there's gonna come a time where they're gonna lock down, and a lot of these niggas is getting sent off to the feds, man. You know, and then now you're gonna be in a position where you'll get lesser time if you take this microchip. It's all a setup, man. It's all a setup.
Yeah, like even though the so-called border crisis and a lot of the people that they're just letting come in while they're defunding police, so you have situations like what happened to that lady with the home invasion. Now there's less cops, there's people that they can't track, you know, because they're letting people in. So that's another reason why even Trump has said it, that they're going to bring out the Karagma, because they need to track all these people that they're letting in. These people in sanctuary, sure, come in, but you got to take this mark. So they're going to get you with through different avenues, which is exactly the fulfillment of the prophecy that he calls all, you know, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to take this mark, and he's doing it. You see how all roads are getting more and more narrow until everybody gets it, because that's also part of this worldwide agenda that this devil's trying to single out who the elect are, so to murder them like he's done before.
Yeah, I got some. This is 1 Kings chapter 22 and 19. And he said, hear thou therefore the word of Yahweh. I saw Yahweh sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven standing by him on the right hand and on his left. And Yahweh said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner, and it came forth a spirit and stood before Yahweh and said, I will persuade him. And Yahweh said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lion spirit in the mouth of all his prophets.
That's the same lion spirit that Esau's falling for right now with his vision of world domination. That's what's fueling him, that he thinks that he got him. I said, you know, I murdered the son of God 2,000 years ago. Ain't shit has happened to me. Now I got all these Israelites under subjection. So the Lord is leading him to that battlefield just to destroy him.
Yeah, and that lying spirit is through you could say on the left hand side. He sent those angels unto him to give him these lies. So they're performing rituals, doing everything the Most High hates. You know, just to prove that look, he is the son of the wicked, because he's being revealed. So it says, and Yahweh said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also, go forth and do so. Now therefore, behold, Yahweh hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thou prophets, and Yahweh hath spoken evil concerning thee. So that shows you why you're supposed to fear the Lord, because the Lord can put a lying spirit on you. You got true prophets and you got false prophets. You know, like Elder Apostle Gabar is bringing out, you got more false prophets than you do got true prophets. You know, so you got even guys that know that they're Israelites and they teaching lies, man. They're teaching against the MOTB, the mark of the beast. You know, they're saying this and saying that, which is not true. We got guys telling us not to look for the Lord to come back. The Lord never performed any miracles. And you can keep going. It's madness, man. You know, but that's the scary thing. You want to be in good grace with the Lord. So, hey, because the Lord, he put a lying spirit on you, man. And when he put a lying spirit on you, it's to destroy you. You know? It's to destroy you.
Let's go along with it. Titus chapter 1 verse 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. But that's a lying spirit that the Lord put on you.
DK Haka, black ass bars.
Hey, Jake, individual 2/3. How we were just talking about. You know, they believe in lies, man. They really convinced that America will never be destroyed, and going along with the mind control government, and that they're right. You should be this, and the unjuiced is the one spreading it. They like it's a lying spirit on you. They believe in a bunch of lies, man. You know.
Hey, Jeremiah 14 and 15. Therefore, thus saith the Lord concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I sent them not. Yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land. By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed. And the people to whom they prophesy, the listeners, the followers, shall be cast out in the streets of Jerusalem because of the famine and the sword, and they shall have none to bury them, their wives, nor their sons, nor their daughters, for I will pour their wickedness upon them.
There's no foundation, man. You guys are not gonna have no foundation because you got particular camps that are, like the brother said, man, that are perverting whole houses, man. Your whole family wholeheartedly following it, man. The wife, the kids, you know, both of you got the same, you know, the garments on, and they go in and
just go on Instagram.
Yeah.
Just go on Instagram, right. And you got the mother, the father, they all looking like he the prince, he's sitting on a throne. You got his wife there, his second wife there, you got his son there, he's sitting there.
It ain't time yet, man. It ain't time.
Got his little son talking about some Yah. All praise to Yah. Like, yo, that's crazy.
Not even all praise.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't even got the time to say the whole name.
Hey, this woman, she had a video, they had a yacht party. Some Israelites, they had a yacht party. And they was like, we want to curse off. It's like, we want to give all praises to Yah. I say, Yah, who the hell is Yah? It's Yahweh.
That's what they say in karate flicks.
Disrespect. Yeah, look, man. Look, say back in the day, not probably now, because these ninjas today, something different. But back, you know, I was born '84, so back growing up, you go over your girl house and meet her father. You ain't gonna abbreviate her. If you just first time meeting her father, you ain't gonna say, "What's up, Mike?" You gonna say, "How you doing, Mr. Johnson?" Respect. But these dudes, they say abbreviating the Heavenly Father's name, but that ain't his name. It's Yahweh, meaning he exists, not Yah. So it's like you trying to be cool on some Jake shit.
Are you saying is he?
Yah. No, what's his true name? Yeah, all you saying is he. Yeah. That's wrong. That's the level of disrespect. Then you got some Israelite camps that's totally just disrespecting Yahushua, but they supposed to be for Yahushua. It don't make sense not to worship Yahushua. You know?
I got to appreciate it.
And not only that, I made a comment on somebody's YouTube the other day and asked them what the name of the Lord was. They can't even tell you the name of the Lord. They're too busy. They don't want to have a debate with you or, you know, argue with you. Because you know the name of the Lord is Yahweh Bashem Shai. That's what the name is. They conflict with, oh, blessings. Like, yo, man, just tell me the name of the Lord. I ain't asked for all that. Like, why you tiptoeing, you know? Anyway, this is, going back to that deceiving. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 12. Yea, all that will live godly in Yahweh Hamashiach shall suffer persecution. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived.
Yeah, all that rap shit. I just seen this shit this morning. Somebody was showing me and shit. All the rap shit. Jake, I gotta show y'all this shit, yo. Man, Jake trying to rap. Man, you know, I was like, what this dude think he is? Pimp C? Like, yo, leave the music alone, man. Like, it's the same vibration as if I'm watching a video or some regular shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, stop, man. And then you got a woman up there rapping. Oh, man. It's seducing, man.
And the cooling of it all, I mean, I saw a video with Bobby Smurda. I recently seen a video with Pop Smoke. And they were pretty much performing for the record label, you know, to pretty much get their deal. And you just look like, they just look like slaves.
Bobby Smurda was on the stage.
Yeah,
like,
on the table and shit, looking like a fool. You know, at least Pop Smoke was
that,
like,
yo, in front of all the white people.
Yeah.
I seen. I said, why you acting like that in front of white people?
At least,
Dude looked crazy. All the white people sitting there, and he up there. He stood on the table, on the long table, and was like, I was like, yo, you look dumb as hell in front of all the people doing that shit. And they just sitting there like this.
It reminds me of early Tupac though, where he's doing that bust down the wall.
yeah, how we dance.
Doing the little kitten playing dance, yo.
They showed that on the Wu-Tang saga, man. It's like,
Oh yeah. That nigga in the motherfucking top, man.
how you feel, man, for putting on the show for Edomites? We supposed to be above them. You know? They supposed to put on the show for us.
That's what you call a court jester. You know?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it says verse 13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving, being deceived. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned.
Hey, that's what we have to do. Continue in the things that we have learned, man. Don't get seduced by no wicked spirit, which is to understand the truth. You have to examine, because those are like the big people out there that, well, how I know y'all ain't the false prophets. Well, you examine by watching, listening, and then you examine it going back to the scriptures. Is he speaking according to what the scriptures say, or is this something he coming out and making up of his own? You know.
Hey, that's why we know this book is really for the elect, because when you go into Romans 8, Apostle Paul says that we are more than conquerors, and then it goes into principalities, which, you know, which also a lying spirit is a principality.
Yeah.
You know,
not to cut you off, because you could go into the story about the man of the Most High and how he was deceived by the elderly prophet. And he lied to him, and then he got more, you know.
And that's why you gotta be mindful of the advice that you give. Because with Job's friend was giving bad advice to the Lord about to kill his ass. You know, but for the servant Job, the Lord spared him. You know, so that's why your advice gotta be in league with the scriptures, man. Gotta be in league with the scriptures.
And you're supposed to examine any man, you know, even our own apostles and elders, they taught us to question them and scrutinize them, because you're not supposed to take any man's word for it. You're supposed to filter it through these scriptures, which that's another thing that highlights the real from the fake. A lot of these fake camps, like IUIC, you'll get in trouble if you're looking at GMS videos or any other camp. When in fact, our apostles and others encourage it. And then if you get caught up, you get caught up. But you have to study good and evil. You got to study truth and lies.
I'm gonna finish this off. But continue down the things which thou hast learned, and has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them, and that from a child that has known the Holy Spirit, the Holy Scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto the salvation through the faith of Yahweh Hamashiach. All Scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High, and profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that a man of the Most High may be perfect, truly furnished unto all good works.
Yeah.
Right.
And especially in these times, you know, you must know these scriptures. You must have this knowledge, understanding, and wisdom of the Lord for the stability of these times, to be stable, man. Because if not, you're going to follow the multitude to do evil, you know, and then you're going to be destroyed, man. So, Lord willing, pray this lesson.
Hey, it's a
My
lesson.
bad. This is a lesson.
It is a lesson.
Hopefully you was edified.
Yeah, hopefully you're edified. Want to give all praises to Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakodash.
Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Lord's elect. Shalom.
Come on.
That's a stand up.
Multi-lesson